everyone. Let me make sure we are... Oh, yes, we are audible. Hooray. Welcome to Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables. I am Angela, your DM this evening. And look, we have players. Hello, players.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
We got players in where they normally are, and players in new area codes, and all sorts of fun stuff. So, hello, everybody out in the internet. It is very nice to see you all in chat. Thank you so much for the hype train before we even started. Heck, my goodness. And we got some sort of doggy emoji, which I'm very pleased about. I don't know what its deal is, but it's very cute.
Hype hide, so I think it's supposed to be a dog hiding under a blanket.
Okay. Hype hide, okay. I thought it was a cow at first, and I was really excited about a red cow, because that's very appropriate for our game. Anyway, so we are here to play a little bit of D&D. This is, of course, the Book of Fables, that sort of fairy tale D&D campaign where you contribute to the chaos, and we are here to provide the starting chaos for such an endeavor. We are here on chapter 36 of our story. We will be getting to it. We don't have to do much of a recap, partly because last week was our massive recap. So if you didn't catch it, we will have it up very soon, I believe. Question mark? I don't know. We'll have it soon, but our save point is a catch-up episode for you that goes through episodes 1 through 35. If you would like to catch up on what happened in the story so far, we are far from done, but it's a good spot for you to catch up or get your friends interested and that kind of thing, so if they want to know what's going on. Other than that, don't worry about it. You'll have a good time even if you don't know what's going on. That's my philosophy anyway. So, we are part of the Nerdsmith Network. Just as a quick plug, if you want to find us, you can find us at nerdsmith.org, or if you like what you see tonight, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdsmith. Yes, thank you, Kyle. The save point here is on VOD if you want to check here on Twitch. Damn it, still haven't done that yet. Oh, nope, got it. It worked. I wasn't sure if the code was working. Oh, yeah. Lane watched the whole show before she started.
That is true.
That was like 18 episodes at the time or something. More power to you. I don't even think I could do that. And I was in the game. So, we here at Nerdsmith have had a lot of fun things happen over the last month or so. Namely, that we are currently collecting all of our surveys for our Kickstarter. Here Be Dragons Loud and Proud was our enamel pin project that got fully funded and then some. And if you helped back it, please take a look at your email. If you haven't already, the surveys should be in your email. We have about, I think, like a little more than 70% of the people have filled out their surveys, and the faster we get all the surveys filled out, the faster we can start on the next phase of production, which is actually sending out the numbers we need to send for the Kickstarter, and to get the pins ordered. So, take a look for that, but we're very, very excited to be producing these beautiful pins, and let me tell you, the glitter option we unlocked is very popular so far.
Very, like, whoa, very. A lot of glitter, folks.
I think we have maybe 3 flat color pins ordered.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. I like the flat ones too. They're very pretty. Anyway, so you can find out more at the Kickstarter link if you want to just kind of follow along. We'll put some updates up as we go with production, and eventually you'll see some of those pins on our Etsy shop. But that'll be a bit, because we want to make sure that the people who backed the project get pins first. So anyway, we are also here because of the generosity of some very kick-ass sponsors, namely Eldritch Foundry, which is how we created our character portraits that you see here. You check them out. Die Hard Dice, which is absolutely lovely, purveyors of fine polyhedrals and polyhedral accessories. God, I gotta get someone to do that as King of the Hill. Anyway.
And do you want me to record it?
Yes, please. Please check out our featured product this month, the Purple Velvet Magnetic Square Dice Tray. That's a lot of adjectives attached to that. The dice tray is a beautiful velvet and magnetic snappy, so you can go flat with it and transport it really easy. Die Hard has really lovely dice trays. I'm a big fan of them. And you can use your code Nerdsmith to get 10% off your purchase. So please take a look at the at this gorgeous dice tray, and anything else you can get 10% off your purchase. So go for it. We are also sponsored by World Anvil, the most robust campaign management software on the internet. You should definitely check them out. I've been spending the last several days in a bit of a World Anvil fixation as I've been updating NPC lists for one of my campaigns. I will be doing so for Shenanigoons very shortly, so there will be content, especially since I wrapped up some of the maps for the purposes of using them in the save point. We should have a few maps up. Actually, I think I've updated a few maps already on the Veil site. You can go check out the Cronus map, which has layers that show historic Thuria and the absolutely 100% accurate official Clockwork Authority version of the Metro map, all sorts of stuff like that. And you can flip through the layers and see the differences. I'm pretty sure they're pretty accurately layered on top of each other, so you can see them. It's pretty cool. So go check that out. Yes, I know Lane is a map junkie, so she's very excited. Anyway, so you should check out World Anvil. It is free to start using it. They have a really killer community, constantly doing updates. I am very excited about some of the upcoming things that they're working on, including, I believe, timelines are getting an update soon, which I'm very, very excited about as someone who uses those a lot. And they're coming out with discussion boards. So you want to play play-by-post, you can build it into your game on your World Anvil site. So you should definitely keep an eye out for that coming out very soon. I'm excited. Anyway, those are our beautiful sponsors, and let's get going, shall we?
Yes.
Also, shout out to our lovely and beloved Tessa. We miss you, and we'll see you soon. Which is why Paro is in a fog of war on the screen right now. Last thing, since we are full of chaos with which you can contribute, please take a look over here where Tessa's lovely face usually is, and you will see how to contribute to said chaos by tipping the show. If you tip us $5, you can give a reroll to the party that they can use for any D20 that they use during game. $15 tip tells us to spin the wheel of causality. You can select any of the players, and that character has to spin. Well, whatever happens on the wheel has to happen to our character. Mm-hmm. It can be in-game nonsense and wild magic stuff. It's also some meta things that the players have to handle during game. It has been delightful, and I love every time it happens. $25 allows you to help me make an NPC. Give me some info about them, a name, some pronouns, why they're there, a little detail about them, and I will incorporate them into the session. Some of those have gone on to become very important to the campaign as a whole, and some of them just live on in our hearts, or haunt our nightmares, like that platypus that sees all time simultaneously. And finally, $50. The big tip is DM Ex Machina, which you select one of the players and they get 1 minute of DM powers with which to do with as their dark hearts wish. So please, if you are interested in adding a little bit of chaos into our game, not that we don't bring enough of it on our own, check out the Streamlabs tip link in the chat or below the video under Tip This Show, or under Support Us, I believe it is. And yeah, make sure you put some info in the thing, in the comments.
Message.
in the comments so we know what you want. Last week during the save point, we actually got a item, which I will will introduce first thing, just as a fun little thing. Last time during save points, you can tip the show to help make magic items, and they get named after you. And you could have also made NPCs and asked me questions, with which actually, you know, as much as I do want to say it's like just for the save point, Kyle had a good point. So at any point, Chris, today, you get a free question to ask me about the campaign, and I have to answer honestly. Whatever you want. All the players got to ask me one during save point, and I'm going to give you and Tessa the chance to do it too.
Oh, I was like, but why? Okay.
No,
okay.
whenever. So if you have any question about the game or the campaign, I will answer it honestly. So we'll maybe do that at the end. So if you have anything, let me know.
Anything? Not like spoilers, but like anything?
Within, as best I can within my power, I will answer it. If I don't have an answer, like I don't know the answer, I'll let you know, but you can still ask me. Yeah, carte blanche, whatever you want. Anyway, so let's get started. You lovely folks are on the move. The party previously took a little break, ended up at a mountain commune, a market community called Kalubo, which was run by dwarves and deep gnomes. They all got together to sell their wares and share in the profits, and you all did a little shopping and went to a spa. Biggest things of note is that you hung out at the spa, and you met, you met the very important NPCs, the Waggletops. The dwarves who run the front of the desk, Bobbit Waggletop, Conrad Waggletop, and Gerbo Waggletop. But more importantly, you met Manny O'Kin, the Goa with the kintsugi gold or bronzing kind of cracks, and he was, stealing people's money in an effort to, very relatable, wants to have a kid. It's very into the woods. I wish to have a child. Anyway, so he stole from the wrong people what ended up happening.
Us.
Yeah. So you all basically, you didn't beat him up, but you caught him and you took interest. So
we took his lunch money.
Yes, you took his lunch money after he took yours, and then I believe Oliet got some really kick-ass threads, and
oh yeah,
you got some cool shit. I think I remember because you were asking the merchant for something that gave step on you energy.
Yep,
Wait, no, it was
no.
it was step on me, mommy energy. That was the energy you were going for. Okay,
that was it.
Understood. And he picked up what you were throwing down. He was pretty good. But
Very excited about
you all ended up after getting a spa day. You all ended up in what was essentially like one of those like Tokyo pod hotel sort of things. In the mountain, and so you were all in these little like cubbies basically. You got like a robe and you had to put all your stuff in a locker, and you got a little bit of sleep after at least
sandwiches.
15 people got ravenously hungry from Harlan's wild magic surge. But Harlan came back with a gigantic sandwich. It probably woke you up. Like, if you went back to sleep, it it definitely woke you up that there was just like, it smelled like a barbecue. And
there's only so silently that you can crunch.
It's true. It was definitely a pressed sub. Like, it was basically a Cuban, but like this long. Doesn't even.
It's amazing right now.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like a brisket Cuban. It was so good. I've had brisket sandwiches recently, and I'm just like, Anyway,
I miss Mojos.
we'll take you back someday. Anyway, so Toshi rocking out on that sandwich.
Yeah. I imagine Beza and Nickit were both just watching him eat it in their room like, where are you putting it?
Yeah, it's like, again, he only gets a pot belly for like a couple hours and it's gone. You're like, this kid has the digestion of the Flash. Like, what the hell? Oh, thank you, Kyle. Thank you for assembling the sandwich recipe. So you all get some sleep. So you get a long rest. And you wake up to sort of quiet shuffling in the hotel. People just quietly waking up, a lot of groggy people. There's a big shared bathroom, so there's some showers going, and people are brushing their teeth and things. And yeah, so you all get ready for the day. Oliette, you actually got some information last time. You messaged Pimble at night. Or rather, Pimble got back to you, I think. Might have been what happened. And what he said was that the tree you're searching for, Faegro, was recently sighted outside of... Well, you find it on the map as Lakita, but it's one of the chronograms. I think it's chronogram 11, but I'm gonna double check real quick, just to make sure.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Chronograms, Lakita, 11. It is 11. And so what you all see, let me make sure I've got it here. Local, just loading up the picture. All right. So, just so you see, I'm putting it on the screen here. Faegro, you see the big tree floating around. Directly to the left and a little down is Lakita, and that is the location of chronogram 11. It's a port city, or it was a port city. And you didn't really spend much time there. You just kind of eased on through the metro. But you are currently directly across from chronogram 12, across the river. And you have a port of call now. You have a point of call. So y'all wake up. Kids are brushing their teeth. Verlaine is kind of behind them, eyes squinty, trying to make his hair look like he's not spending time on it.
But please, are they all brushing their teeth in unison?
Not in unison, they just are all brushing their teeth. At one point...
Thing where Elaine does a thing, and then the kittens immediately mimic it, so they're like 2 steps behind.
Oh no, Toshi keeps trying to spit, and Verlaine keeps nudging him in the shoulder, like, no, you're not done. Keep going. You ate that sandwich, and then you went to bed. Like, I'd make you floss if I had any.
You get tartar from all the tartar sauce.
Is that not a thing that's supposed to happen? Was I supposed to make him brush his teeth before I let him went to bed? I didn't know that.
Yeah. kinda. I mean, he sneaks food all the time, so... I mean...
All right. I'll remember for next time. I don't eat, so I don't brush my teeth.
Yeah, no worries. It's okay.
Oh my god, Basil, you've never had a cavity.
What's a cavity?
Seconded.
You mean like a hole?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're made of stone. You should know what a cavity is.
It's like, yeah, a tiny little hole in your teeth, but it comes from like sugar or acid.
This is Shenanigoons teaches dental medicine.
Listen, brush your teeth.
Trust me, I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, if I remember, Oliette had like a half-hour dental regimen at one point.
Well, when your biggest asset and number one weapon is your smile, you have to keep it in working order. It's like sharpening a blade.
That's terrifying.
I know.
I don't ever want to use your toothbrush.
You should.
The other side's a
Wait a minute,
shiv.
wait a
You want to be
minute.
careful.
That's never been an option. That's literally never been on the table, just so we're clear.
Yeah, that's too intimate. Hey, Laura, thank you. Let's see. Who are we dealing with right now? Heather. Let's cause a little chaos, Heather.
Spin that
Alright.
wheel.
Spin
Well,
the
hey, it's
wheel.
not gonna be the big scary Modrons in the sky one again, right?
Find out. Alrighty, let's go to the wheel. And... Alright, everybody, we got some new stuff on here. Let's find out how it goes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, are you kidding? It literally was that one. No. Let's do something new. I mean, as much as I fucking love that.
We do have a lot of new ones.
Yeah, we have a lot of new ones. That's fucking insane. That's hilarious. I hope it's not that one. And then it's like that exact one.
I jinxed myself.
I'll keep it in mind. Maybe it'll still happen. But just
I mean, to
saying.
be fair, we now have an established connection between Beza
Yes.
and who knows what.
Yes. Okay. So.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
no.
So
Oh my
what's
God.
really convenient is that you're all underground in a mountain. Logistically, this actually makes sense. As you all are getting up, you feel a bit uncomfortable. The ground has gotten a little warmer than you find comfortable.
Is anyone else a little warm?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
always a bit warm. Let's put our coat.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it when it's warm, but my feet are hot.
And you start seeing people kind of shifting on their bare feet, and a couple of them, their eyes go wide, like they realize that something's happening, and they start like putting on their boots and stuff. They start rushing to their lockers, and a bunch of them, especially these dwarves, they're putting on these really thick rubber-soled boots, like big honkers, like elevator shoes almost. A couple of people are starting to kind of grab some chairs or get on the table, or they get back up into their little bed seats. And then the floor gets a little warmer. Hot,
Ow.
one might say.
Ow.
There's
All right,
a
it
lot
doesn't feel
here.
nice and
Stop, just... and you see the tabaxis are kind of like doing a little pee dance, basically. And Toshi hops up onto the sink and sits on it as he keeps brushing his teeth, and Valaine's just like, ow, motherfucker. And he gets to the point where it is very unpleasant to walk. The floor.
What's there to jump on?
The floor is lava, basically.
Here's the couch.
There's like a common area between all the little cubbies. So there's lots of chairs. You see a few people starting to make like a caterpillar. Move a chair, move a chair. They took 2 chairs. They start doing that. So that's an option. There's quite a number of chairs you could do that. You'll get charged for the chair. But there are tables, there are chairs, there's some buckets with like handles on them. There are
Puddles. Give me that. So, he tries to grab at Puddles' bucket.
Give me a percentile.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
56.
You pick up the bucket from Puddles. Puddles looks a little angry at you. What do you do with the bucket?
Laughing death.
What do you do with the bucket?
Gonna try to dump it on the floor.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting, but okay. So you dump it on the floor. Harland, you hear and see all this steam come out. And none of you see this. You just watch Harland mime throwing a bucket of water. I mean, what do you do after you dump the water? I mean, it all boils off really quickly.
Going to cast Frostbite.
Okay. Oh, that people see. That is actually visible effect. Okay. Are you aiming for anything in particular, or are you...
The ground.
Sure, but are you making like a path? Are you just trying to like coat the area around you? Like, how are you doing it? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, basically like, because I have to cast it on a creature, so essentially like...
I'll give you a little leeway.
He's trying to essentially like, you know how Vice Schnee from Ruby has like the snowflakes that she jumps on?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's basically trying to like snowflake it across the floor.
Okay, sure. So you all see him cast frostbite, and this little fractals start forming on the ground. And you make a few of them heading towards the exit, and you watch as Toshi and Nickit, having packed away their toothbrush and stuff, they hop from the sink onto an adjacent bookshelf, and then onto a table, and then onto one of the like Toshi's got his paw, like his foot, kind of hovering over he's leaning over the edge of the table, testing the spot, and he like. Boop. And he puts it down for a little bit for longer. Okay, thank you, Harlan.
It's probably not going to last very long.
Okay, yeah, and he starts hopping along, including hitching a ride on the chair caterpillar that's happening.
How tall are the ceilings in here? How big is this area?
Probably 10 feet.
Okay. So Beza growing large and carrying people, not an option because she will hit the ceiling.
No, not an option. It's a cozy little cave space.
Okay.
I probably just slipped up off the ground, just for the record.
That's fair. Ollie, it's just like
Give myself about 6 inches of.
Do you even need to flap? It's like you could probably just like ride those heat waves, right? Ride the thermals.
I don't know if I'm quite that light.
I'm not sure if the thermals are that strong. It's just too hot to stand on. It doesn't mean.
What are you saying? Just kidding.
You said there's buckets nearby?
Yeah, there's some buckets. There's some of them have water, some of them are empty. There's some stools and stuff, like what people would sit on. Things like that.
Beza's gonna make her way to buckets or stools, whatever's closer, and make sure it's attached to her feet and start walking.
Yes, there you go. So Beza, you hear him, like, you go through them, you find ones that are like, maybe they're like stone buckets or like hard clay buckets, like real thick ones, and you're able to stand on them, kind of turn the handle around, put your foot in. All right. So Oliet, not a problem. Beza, you're doing that. Harland, is Frostbite a cantrip?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So.
So he's gonna try to make his way over to the lockers to like get whatever stuff that other people couldn't grab.
Verlaine, in a move very reminiscent to the first time you met Verlaine, he hops over on one of the little fractals you made, and then like pulls themselves up on the lockers and sits on top of the locker, and just has his hand out ready to like take anything you pull out of the locker just to make it faster.
Just
come on. Why did we use? He like holds something as. Why did we use a locker?
Habit.
It was available as one of the services that they offered. I felt rude to.
Just. I mean, listen. I know, Harlan. I know I'm not a backpack. Okay, but like at the same time, I'm kind of a backpack.
Well, I mean, if you're volunteering, then it would be the most secure place to store our stuff.
Yeah, after all, possession's 9/10 of the law.
I'm not.
A little smirk. I'm just kidding. Come on.
Oh,
You gotta learn at some point that I'm fucking with you half the time.
Yeah, I've come to realize this in our long friendship. You do have a tail.
I'm talking.
No, you're right. I kind of. Oh.
No, what's my tell, please?
Two.
Enlighten me.
You're right. I twitches a little bit.
No, my red eye twitches because it's artificial.
Well, that's I wasn't gonna keep going on that because it's a sore subject. I know.
Yeah, I mean, so is the eye, but it kind of rubs that up. No, that's fine. I'm talking. Ergo, fucking with you. We should go.
Is that what obfuscation means?
Yes.
When you're lying to mess with someone?
Yes.
I heard Oliet use that word once, and I just didn't know what it meant.
In what context?
Like something need to obfuscate to cover our tracks.
Ah. That's not nearly as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Anyway, okay. And he like scoots over on the lockers, basically like crawls a little bit on top of the lockers so that he doesn't have to be on the floor. And hops over on the frost sigils that you put on. A few people are like trying to use them too, but they do start fading after a little bit.
So I think Harlan would like go to the like receptionist desk.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like a center place, right? Like in the little. So I think he'd probably try to like traffic warden, like get people where they need to go.
And you see that there's a little deep gnome manning the desk. Sorry for the trouble. Just a heat surge. Just keep going. It'll pass in a little while. Sorry. Just you can get protective cleats down the road at the foot.
For a reasonable price, right?
Of course.
A reasonable price.
I mean, they're it's par for the course to have them. So yeah, if you need them.
Why did they not alert us to the possibility of this kind of a thing happening when we entered at the front gate?
Because
and why would you have the cleats available all over the place if you can't predict when they're going to happen? This seems irresponsible.
It's almost like it randomly happened and I wasn't planning for it.
But you have the cleats.
No, I don't have the cleats. Somebody nearby has the cleats.
No, I got that.
I mean, the communal we have the cleats, but I don't.
Wonderful.
Unexpected tectonic activity is ironically expected.
You don't have to apologize. I don't think you're at fault.
Oh, that's good. Could you sign an affidavit to that fact?
We cannot. We absolutely will not.
Oh, okay. I just thought I'd check. Okay, everybody keep moving. Thank you. We'll be open when the heat subsides.
I guess this is so cute. Are we gonna go by the tailor on our way out of this evacuation?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
How far is the floor lava?
Yeah, that's a good question. Does it follow us?
No, but your movement is reduced to 5 feet. Except for Oliette, who's fine. Just flying. So it just takes a while for you to get there. That's all. Harlan's just like... Toshi and Nika just kind of hop onto it and wait. 6 seconds goes by. Hops on the next one. You get there eventually. I mean, Oliette, you can go. Once you get out of the inn, you can, like, it's a big area, the market.
Okay.
So you could definitely be like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that stuff and then
I'll meet you.
They'll be at the shop by the time you're all checked out.
Listen.
Well, we already paid. She doesn't have to pay anything. I don't
Yeah, but you
think.
gotta pick up your stuff. So
Yeah. And Harlan's. What did I get made for Harlan?
you got Harland.
Wasn't it a sleeveless Henley or something?
Yeah, like a vest or a sleeveless shirt. Something like that.
One of those.
No, it wouldn't have been sleeveless because I really let's
Leave a little to the imagination.
Yeah, like highlight those.
It'd be classy.
Yeah.
I see.
But yeah, I think it was a Henley. That sounds right.
I mean, it's me. It's my game. So
Fair.
of course it was a Henley.
Fair. Hey, there you go.
All right. So Elliot, you fly. You start heading over to the shop, and you find your a dwarven shopkeeper, who comes over, and he sees you and he's like, "Oh, welcome back." And he's wearing the cleats. Sorry, it's a little bit of a, wasn't really the season for it, but you gotta kind of roll with the punches, I guess.
I guess.
We won't be open for much longer, so it was good that you came by.
Oh, fortuitous. Yeah, I just wanted to check in and see. We're probably gonna head out of town.
Oh,
Given the heat surge. We're
yeah,
not really
it's
for
not
it.
really very good for business, but it happens sometimes.
And we have places to be anyway.
Oh,
Nice
good.
pit stop.
I am very glad to hear that. I mean, clearly you availed yourself of one of the inns. I hope it was, other than the floor. I hope that was a good experience.
Little bubble thing. Yeah, very. It's like a broaden your horizons kind of an experience.
It was like a hostel, yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
You go abroad. That kind of thing.
Yep. Kiss a stranger, as you do.
Probably abroad in my case, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like you.
That's what going abroad is.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm feeling this. That aside, I was just gonna pick up my outfit.
Yes.
And hopefully, if they're ready to go.
Yeah, they're all ready. I got them done a little bit late last night.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so he grabs a couple packages and hands them over to you. They have his signature on the outside of the package, just like a little affectation that he does. So just it's this big, broad stroked thing. It looks like he probably had some sort of like thick-tipped quill or something that he used. It's very calligraphy. Guys got layers. He for being
The more
this.
I him, the more I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I got you.
So, you grab your stuff. You feel free that the clothes are to your specifications, so
Sure.
feel free. And you got your stuff. And by the time you get all your stuff and you're chatting a little bit with him, you see a caterpillar of chairs come by, and you see Harlan casting frostbite. The ground is not, it's not glowing. It's not that hot. But it is like steaming. And you see people who kind of, whatever Harland was mimicking, or miming rather, you see some people with that genuine idea. There's a couple of, you see a couple of deep gnomes that are wearing giant cubes of ice on their feet, and they're skating around, and it's sizzling. They're trying to like cool down the path for people, so that they can give the chairs back.
Is Lyvander just taking the day off?
Oh, Lyvander, you go by the spa, and Lyvander's just like a fucking cat in a sunbeam, just rolling around on the ground. All the water is boiling right now in the hot spring. There's nobody in the hot springs. But Lyvander's having a goddamn wonderful time. I don't know why I said a cat in a sunbeam. I feel like a lizard on a hot rock is just as valid of a metaphor here. So yeah. Yes, just switching feet. And you all make your way out. You end up at the front desk. Things are a little cooler because you actually have to go up a bit of a ramp to get up. And once you're probably maybe 30 feet higher than you were when you started, you feel that the ground starts to cool down a little bit. It's still a little uncomfortable, but your shoes, if you're wearing shoes, impede a little bit of that. By the time you feel like you can let up on the countermeasures for the heat, Toshi is hitching a ride on Valane's back, and Nickit is just basically hopscotching.
I think Paru's piggybacking on Harlan.
Paru's piggybacking on Harlan, because Paru doesn't really wear shoes, so she probably immediately was piggybacking on Harlan the whole time. And you guys head out. Did you pay for your services already? Or
we had a tab running.
You had a tab running, okay. And then you pay on your way out.
Of the credits that we had paid. I don't remember.
We still had a little bit left, but he said it wasn't much.
Do I have to tab out the front gate, I guess? Or?
Yeah, you tab out at the front gate, and there's a little bit of a line, so you guys are waiting. And eventually, when you get up to the desk, you see that one of the triplets, the dwarf triplets, are standing there. So you're checking out then? That's a smart idea. We'll be shutting down for a little bit while we wait for the flow to subside under the surface. Again, much apologies. Was not really a seasonal regularity. It's kind of a fluke, as it were.
This happened in the off season?
Well, right now we're in the off season, so no, not usually. But you know, it's not impossible for it to happen, but it's much rarer to happen around now. And so yeah, we're sorry. It takes a cut out of our profits to do that too. It's not like none of us enjoy having to take a break. But thank you so much for stopping by our little commune. You are helping to encourage an alternative form of economic prosperity, and we very much appreciate it. And I believe you might have. Let's take a look at your credit here. And he starts looking through what seemed to be a series of books. Like every shop must fill out a book and then give it to them at the front desk, and they have to tabulate shit. And he's looking through, trying to find your information. And he says, Well, it looks like you actually you came out on a net profit. You gave all those you gave a bunch of goods to one of our sellers. They'll have a lot of good things to be doing with that, so thank you. And he counts out some stuff, and let me see. You walk out with 25 gold.
Free.
So he hands.
Wait, who's putting it on their character sheet?
I assume Beza, because Beza was the one that
sold the stuff.
Yeah, I
Go for it.
offered nothing. I took free outfit out of it, so I don't. I'm good.
So basically, yeah, you get 25 gold.
Okay.
Other people start descending out of the mountain, and you all start. Harlan.
Real quick, before we go, I just had an idea. Well, you're in a bunch of caves down there. Is there something that you could do to affix to the walls or the ceiling? Make some sort of like suspended catwalk or something? Like, keeping people off the floor. Even if this does happen again, you might be able to, especially if you build it out of something real durable, like metal or something. Then it's, you can be sure that it wouldn't, go anywhere in case something bad happens.
Might do. I mean, metal does absorb heat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But tall enough away from the floor, at least it would give an easy emergency exit.
What about like vines or something that grows? That you could keep. Something that well, plants catch fire too. Never mind.
It's a good idea. It just needs a little bit of refinement.
Well, I rest assured, friend, we've been doing this for a bit of a while, and we've been thinking about how to do it, how to deal with it quite successfully, or rather, quite unsuccessfully.
I wouldn't presume. I apologize. I overstepped the bounds of our
commercial exchange.
One of that.
Well, that's quite all right.
Really?
Quite all right.
Customer feedback.
Yes, we. I mean, our whole enterprise here is dependent on the input from outside sources.
Well, I saw one of those little boxes where you drop the cards, but it was smoking.
Oh,
So
I thought that was for my
right.
gun.
That's where Flagon he empties out his cigars in that. It's not really a suggestion. It's more of an ashtray.
Well,
you don't want to be leaving that all just everywhere.
That's fair. It was a nice day overall.
Well, I'm very glad your stay was agreeable.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to meet another goer, even if he was a little weird.
Oh God, you met Manny.
Up close and personal.
Oh, lovely. Harland, as you all start leaving, as you're still talking, let's be honest, you start to feel a grumble in your tumbly. Maybe that sandwich wasn't sitting well.
Oh no.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay.
Oh no. Actually, I don't think. Oh, I don't have that. No, I don't have that. Sorry. I have to get those from people. I'm not ready for that one. Lovely.
That's a fun one, though.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so Kyle.
Oh no.
Kyle, each scene for the rest of the session, you must include a quote from a non-Disney musical character or song. So every scene, you must include a non-Disney character quote. Musical quote. Keep that in mind as we start our next scene. So, you all start leaving the little communist marketplace, and you... Well, actually, Oliette, do you tell the group about your little chat with Pimble? That you actually have a trajectory for the tree?
Once we're outside of the city, because we'll need to kind of stop and like get our things together. And I need to do my to do my ritual today. So
that's
I might ask
true.
To hand wave it a bit. I might ask Paru and Valaine.
Oh yeah. You're like, Harlan, you can sit out. You can sit out of this one.
A lot in the last 12 hours. The sandwich, the lava.
Or at least the hot rocks.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I'm sure that Lyvander had some sort of hot rock massage thing, but this was not what you had in mind.
Sounds amazing. So I will, after we get out of the city and have kind of like posted up, maybe back along that same mountain pass where we came in.
Next to the river. A little bit of a, you can see the, in the distance, you can see the walls of Chronogram 12 kind of looming a little bit with that fog around it. But you're well enough away. And so Paru and Valaine agree to help with the ritual. You find a little quiet spot, and while Beza and Harlan are watching the kittens, you go ahead and do your ritual.
All right. And then when that is done,
People walking by, and you're just conjuring the spirits of the dead, just ghosts everywhere
around me. Like, don't mind me.
Harlan's just got his fingers in his ears, like, I don't see him, don't hear him.
So, I spoke with Pimble, actually.
Oh, shit.
And
okay.
We should probably head to Lakita, because I think that's where the tree was seen last.
Okay. Valaine pulls the map from their hand of holding, and has it spread out. Lakita, okay. Pulls the other map, kind of lays it on top on the ground, and oh shit, okay. So
we due west, if I remember correctly, just a straight shot. But we do have to go around the chronogram.
Yeah.
So that might present a challenge.
Chronogram 12, we go past and we hit 11. That's Lakita. Okay.
Yeah.
So outside of that?
I don't want to go in for fear we might not get out.
Yeah, I mean, let's assume that's what Pimble meant, is on the outside of Lakita, I guess, what do we call it?
Get close enough. If it's there, theoretically we should be able to see it, right?
Long before. Yeah, I mean, I would think. Big
Still
fuck all
haven't
flying
solved.
tree.
Still haven't solved how all of us are gonna get up there, you know.
Let's do one problem at a time. First, we gotta find it.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's not like we can come bubble by bubble.
You think they have a taxi up to the Fae tree?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Maybe we could steal one of those airship things. I mean, we stole a train.
You want to steal a military craft? Oh yeah, it's gonna go great.
I didn't say it was a good idea, but it's an idea.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Okay, fine.
Besides, how else do you expect to get me up there? I'm made out of stone. I mean, I guess I could travel in your hand because I don't have to breathe.
God, that's so weird to hear. Okay.
But it would work.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the ideal list.
Yeah, that's like option.
That's
4.
plan F.
Yeah.
F for
fucked up.
Yes. So we'll get there and then we'll figure it out from there.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, we'll get it. Oh, yeah, figure it out.
Also, I didn't mention this the other day, or maybe I did. Feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
The queen wrote to me in the book and said that we should consider coming back soonish. It didn't seem emergent, but I think things are starting to move. So that's something else we should think on.
Yeah, you think on it, you let me know.
All right.
But we know how to get there. It's worth trying to catch the tree if it's still there first, right?
Yeah, Verlaine sort of just starts walking away from you. Clearly in a attempt to kind of clear his head.
Oh, there, plastic horse. Where you going?
I'm just walking, just trying to. He starts doing jumping jacks. Just trying to clear my head. It's fine. Just don't worry about it.
Clear away.
Hold on. I might have something that can help with that.
Okay.
Come here for just a second. I gotta see how to
Okay.
cast this.
Yeah,
Harlan like bends down and picks up like a reed out of the ground, like just like a piece of grass. And will like now open your mouth. Just hold that right there in between your teeth. Yeah, right there. And all right.
I thought you smacked him. Oh god.
I mean, there is a somatic component. So he can breathe underwater for the next 24 hours.
Can I shake it out of my mouth now?
Oh yeah, that's just it's like a symbolic thing, like a practical magic kind of thing.
Okay. What did you just do?
Well, okay. So the Queen of the Folk, not the last time we were there, but the time before that, or the time before that, was the beach, and I wanted to make sure that you know.
The moment you say the beach, he looks like he's about to vomit. And he leans over, and you just watch him just throw up seawater, and there's just like seaweed and shit. But he's still breathing. It's just unpleasant.
Oh, sorry about that.
God damn it.
But
and he looks around a little surprised, like he's not. It's basically just, I won't go into it too much, but he's not drowning. It's just thoroughly unpleasant. And he eventually he stops, and you just watch and he's just holding it.
She taught me that so that way you wouldn't drown when you did all that nonsense.
And he's breathing so gingerly. And he's just kind of holding his mouth and you hear Verlaine. You all hear Verlaine through your shared telepathy. This is incredibly fucked up, Harlan. Thank you.
Yep. Well, as Grandpa Samuel used to say, never confuse efficiency with a liver complaint.
Huh?
Harlan, you turn around, you get a water spray in the back of your head from Verlaine for that. He's just holding his mouth.
I think I deserve that.
And this bizarre situation includes Verlaine still holding onto his mouth so he's not just spewing water, and he just proceeds to only speak in the mental connection. Excuse me, Ferocious. Thank you for the follow. It's a great name. You all hear Verlaine, and he says, so Sunshine, what are you saying about going back in what capacity?
I don't know exactly. It's kind of hard to, thing is that we're still not 100% certain that the line is totally secure. So it's been very vague communication mostly, but I think they're hoping that we get back soon to maybe help with dealing with whatever fallout may come from approaching this situation. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. I'm trying to avoid trigger words.
I mean, it's up to you. You can speak out loud. It doesn't matter. He's just...
No.
For him?
To keep them from...
After every few sentences, he's just like... There's just he's just emptying out his lungs of seawater.
Okay.
There's a little crawfish and seaweed. He's just, that's the worst part. That he clearly it's not just water. or it's like, hey, his hand is a extra dimensional space. Maybe his lungs are right now too.
You know, it stands to reason that if we put a fishing net on you,
I was gonna say 40 more of those.
Yeah, if you got lots of them, we could have a boil.
I will stab you.
I was gonna say, but I don't think we want to do it exactly. But technically, you can eat seaweed if you cook it in a soup.
I will stab you.
Delicious.
I will stab all of you. I am not a clam bake.
I understand. Can I...
Everyone loves a clam bake, right, Harlan? That was a carousel joke. I was trying to help you. Or did I ruin your joke? I don't know.
Hadn't gotten there yet, but good job.
God damn it, sorry. I didn't mean to. I'll allow it.
It's fine.
I'll allow it if you want. If you want to do it. I don't mean to make light of this, but you did find a way around it. So I do want to give you credit where credit is due. So Verlaine is quiet for a little while. And is like, if you guys just give me a few minutes, I'll I'll be back. I'm gonna go try to not think of this.
Fair.
All right.
And he walks off, and more seawater. He's kind of like doubled over a little bit. Can I just say, fuck that bitch. Just more water.
Just keep reminding yourself, tell yourself how lucky you are. You're fine. You'll be okay.
I think it just got an angry look from him.
Is there a way, it's okay if not, but is there a way for me to assess, now that we've spent a little more time with it, and now that they won't
It's not
die?
a life or death situation.
Is there a way for me to assess how potent or how powerful this particular binding magic might be? What
Sure.
is that check possible?
Do you have anything that would detect magic or identify or anything like that?
I have. I sure don't. But
no,
I've
but I'd
seen
let
it, I
you.
know what it is.
I'd let you make an Arcana check.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. Do you go up to him and be like, "Hey, I want to kind of."
Trying to avoid getting spewed on. Maybe I'll like take to the air and kind of turn upside down so I can like get and look, but then I can dodge out of the way quicker if you.
God, good lord. Yeah, okay. I'll allow it. It's funny. The image is funny in my head, so sure.
Okay. Arcana is +5, so 17.
Damn, okay. So I'm gonna narrate a little bit. So you go up to you kind of stay around the outskirts. You stay out of the splash zone, as it were. And eventually he starts calming down a little bit. It looks like his lungs are filling with seawater. It almost seems like it takes a long time for it to stop, almost like it is perpetually doing that, even as he sort of like empties out a little bit. It's already he's already kind of gurgling a little bit and is already kind of coming back up. When he starts to calm down a little, you get a chance to ask him to open their mouth up, and you can see on the very back of his tongue this like really angry, dark looking rune etched on the back of his tongue. It is not something you've ever seen, really, but the things you've seen and how much this is affecting him and how long it takes for it to fade, you think that this is a fairly high level curse. The magic, the enchantment that would be required to do this to somebody, and not only that, it you know what a geas is. Like, you understand the concept of a command or a like tethering of someone's will. This isn't like doing something. It's like he can't even think about the thing without something consequential happening to him. So this idea of what Ravenovia had called a cursed silence, it seems very high level.
Okay.
Fairly high level. I'd say 5th or 6th level spell if you were gonna quantify it.
Sure. Okay. Just pat them on the head and move out of the way because I don't know if you're done yet, so I'm gonna. You're doing great. Just think about, I don't know.
We could just get a song stuck in your head.
Toshi, this is the song that never ends.
My head is, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Paru starts singing a sea shanty, and he keels over again. Like, God damn it.
Don't look at me. I'm not gonna just start saying lines and singing out of nowhere.
So you the idea of him, he impedes your trip a little bit, but Harland has made it at least manageable. The next time he gets a bit of an episode, it takes a long time to get his mind off it. As you all just continue down the river, you end up crossing a section of the river and making your way down based on the map that Villain has access to, which he hands to someone so as to not get it soaked with seawater. You see that you can make it to a forging of a river, and you know that around there you could probably hang west and start heading across the fields the plains there. There's like a hilly region and a flat plains region before that. So, you start making your way south along the river. There's a couple of smaller villages, really small. We're talking like less than 30 people. Just camped out along the river. There's a lot of fishing. There are some rapids in some spots. Toshi keeps trying to like go for a swim. Villain asks, "Can somebody watch the kids while I deal with this?"
Of course.
Thank you. And
Cheese puffs.
what?
Sorry,
Where?
Toshi. No, cotton balls.
That's you shouldn't eat those.
Mud pies.
Those are pretty good.
No. What?
Yeah, it's like chocolate. It's like a chocolate pie.
A scarecrow.
Oh.
I've never had one of those. What's that made of?
Arlen, are you having a stroke?
No. I'm trying to get his mind off of it by just shouting out, like pink elephants.
What was? I didn't even hear that one. What was that one?
Pink elephants.
Pink elephants. I heard painkiller fence.
Painkiller fence.
I also heard painkiller fence. You're not the only one.
Okay, I think it was the emphasis.
Because they're illegal.
Painkiller fences, yeah.
It was the emphasis on the strange syllable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, you about a day passes, and it's mostly just travel. It's nothing untoward happens. It becomes a little easier to go as the wall fades in the behind you. You see less of it, and eventually, when it's completely out of view, there's a little bit of a sigh of relief among all of you.
Did we, as we got? I assume we kept a pretty significant distance.
You kept
between
the river
ourselves.
between you and 12. You didn't cross the river
Do we
until it was
see
gone.
any signs of patrol outside of the city?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Anybody who would be conscious of that, feel free to do so as well.
I feel like Baze is extra conscious.
Yeah, if you want to
Given.
do it, go ahead.
But I only rolled a 13.
13.
15.
15? Okay. Let's see real quick. You occasionally, the river itself is a little loud. So you don't hear anything, so that doesn't tip you off or anything. There is one instance where you see through the clouds out in the distance, not near you, you see some shape that you think might be an airship, but flying towards 12.
Okay, but none of those same
None of the Sir You're being hunted robot hunters.
Yeah,
None of those
okay,
centaur centurions. Centaurians, that would have been their name. That's great. Anyway, none of the centaur, the clockwork centaurs. Nothing like that.
Okay, all right.
It seems that their presence is largely not here, out in the wilds of Thuria. They don't typically deal with anything out here. So, you start... It's Centaurians. You guys reach the fork, and you see that the river, there's some signage, and you also have the maps to reinforce this, that if you start heading east down the little eastern river, you would hit Corif Pass, which is a town on the water. And if you start heading along the other river, you would head towards Fort Wildwood, if you follow the rivers. So once you hit that fork, you're pretty confident that you just need to start going in, like, immediately due west to start traversing across the fields.
Okay.
You all good with that course of action? Okay. So you start trudging along. The weather is kind of overcast for a couple of days. It's going to take you a few days to get there. And occasionally you catch some really tall birds in this tall grass on these fields. These birds are ostrich-sized. Very, very tall, very robust. They've got these huge, almost razor-sharp beaks, and they're just kind of running around. At a certain point, you catch one, like, downing a deer.
Okay.
These are clearly carnivorous birds. I would say Paru might be able to identify them as axe beaks. They are relatively aggressive. They can be domesticated to be mounts, but they're still kind of temperamental even when they're domesticated. These are some angry-ass birds. They're fucking dinosaurs. And this is saying something from a place where you know that dinosaurs are a thing.
I was going to say, at some point, Beza probably ends up hunting one, because if we're crossing the plains, they're going to need food.
Oh,
She doesn't have to eat, but everyone else does.
Okay. Beza, go ahead and give me an initiative roll real quick. I want to kind of see how a fight with an axe beak goes. I'm going to do real casual.
19.
19. Let's see how the axe beak does. There's a 9. You get the drop on him. And yeah, you're able to... this thing is all muscle. I don't know if you've ever seen an emu or something try to bite someone. It is pretty intense. They're just like really, really fast, really powerful animals. I would say you probably will have to take a long rest and heal up after you have a bit of a scuffle with it. It definitely like downs you at one point and tries to like claw at you with its like massive raptor talons. And the rest of you probably help like control the field because they are slight herd animals, so you probably have to try to chase off the other ones, or at least keep them away so you don't have a whole like herd of them trying to eat Beza. Use her as a scratching post.
Yeah.
Eventually though, you are able to down the bird. It's a rough fight, but you get to it. You're just like you kill it. So you got an axe beak to do what you need to with.
Yeah, I mean, she would do what she always does. She prepares it, keeps any pieces that she thinks she might be able to use later. Mm-hmm. All right, Toshi. Now you need to savor every bit of this, because this thing sucked.
You get the sense that Toshi's never had to watch someone kill something he eats.
It's wild, right?
Uh-huh.
Aza, will you save as many of those feathers as you possibly can?
They're really gorgeous. They're like...
All right.
They like shimmer navy blue to like green turquoise. They're really pretty.
Do you want all the down feathers too, or just the nice pretty long ones?
Oh, both, because this travel is murder on my curls, so something soft to put under my head when I'm sleeping would be
pillow
choice.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. She starts shoving all the down feathers into a sack.
Amazing.
Villain just watching, like, I know this is gonna end up in my hand.
I mean,
It's fine, I'm just adding it to my personal inventory. It's fine.
Listen, I don't know what you want from me.
Less,
the one with the magic
less
hands.
baggage.
You're not going to get that. I don't know what reasonable thing you want from me. But
He's pretty pleased with
along
himself
the-
with that, actually. Anyone from me feeling less baggage from you? Well, yeah. Nope, not happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Along the way, I would have probably just not a big check-in, but just written in the book every other day or so.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I want to make sure I'm continuing to get a response.
Okay. What kind of stuff?
Just a hey, hello. Just checking in, still on the road, kind of a thing. I'm not really giving specific instruction, or I'm not saying where we're going at this point anymore.
Okay.
I think that's understood, but I want to make sure that whatever is going down, it's fine if it's going down, but as long as she still can get to the book and respond to me, then that gives me kind of a sense of like, okay, we have time, like, it's fine.
She continues to speak to you through story title metaphors. So I hate this. I don't want to look at chat right now because it's just full of puns. Bird. Well, no, we're not in bird puns anymore. We're in Australia puns.
We're in the tall grass now.
Yeah. So some of the things that you understand her to be expressing to you through these sort of references, that nothing has actively happened yet. They're lying in wait, and that
That's right.
they have support. It's not just her. That the people who need to know and are ready.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
She does ask, even though she knows that she probably won't get a straight answer, how you all are.
Yeah, I would just write back. Things are moving along. You can tell Sir Tuskendale that Beza took down an entire dinosaur of a bird.
I'm so proud. I'm very proud.
Haru is still searching for her own personal answers. All of the rest of us are just making the best of the situation we're in.
That's the best you can hope for.
Yeah. But as soon as we hit the next good stopping place, we will check back in and see what the next step is.
Well, if your next step takes you to our shores, I look forward to seeing you do.
Okay.
Thanks, Mom.
I know. I love her. Cool.
So, as you all continue crossing the fields, there are some odd things that you see. The tall grass starts getting very tall. You get to a point where Beza and Paru have trouble seeing. It's like your standing height. So like Nickit and Toshi are doing like shoulder sit at certain points, kind of peeking up over the grass, and you find ruins every so often. Like there were temples or structures that are hard to kind of pinpoint what they were for. A few of them appear to be Fae in origin. Stonework that is more delicate than you have ever seen. It's stone, but it's beautiful. It's elegant. There's like twisting archways that look like vines, but clearly some level of almost natural looking stone. Doesn't even look like it's pieced together. It looks like they took a rock or a mountain and just carved a beautiful tower, like almost like a viewing tower that's since crumbled quite a bit. There's pieces of it around. You find a field of beautiful flowers, and you, as you're walking kind of around them and through them, you catch a glimpse of a hand, like an arm, sort of like twisted, sticking out of the flowers, humanoid sized. And then you see like a helmet sort of twisted off to the side. Do you make any attempt to like investigate further from just that, or do you keep your distance? Just kind of let it go.
If we all see this, I might confer. What do you think? Could just be nothing. Maybe this is like some ancient battlefield.
I mean, it could be.
I mean, if it's a piece of history, we could see, what the world could be in spite of the way that it is.
The hand, is it like a hand, or is it like a gauntlet?
It's a gauntlet.
Armor?
It's a gauntlet.
Okay. It's not like a fresh arm.
No.
Okay.
You're seeing what essentially looks like a suit of armor.
Oh, okay.
In the flower field, like kind of just prone in the flower field.
Well, should we take a look?
We could go take a look. It might just be a statue. We don't even know yet.
Well, we'll watch our pockets, I guess.
Don't trust statues anymore.
Only Beza. It's the only one I trust.
Not a statue.
True.
Okay, so you go, you start, like, heading over there. The kittens are very wary as you kind of inch towards it. You
encourage them to stay back a bit until we, just in case, not even that it might be scary. What if it's gruesome? Like, maybe just, let's, hold on a sec.
But what if
it's like 50 feet
Nick,
in 5 minutes? And if it's cool, then you can look at it.
But what if it's gruesome?
If it's tolerably gruesome, then you can come look at it.
Okay, fine. And you all like kind of keep your feet. You gotta. Well, I mean, Oliette, I assume you're flying. But the rest of you are, keeping your knees high, trying to get through the flowers, and you end up seeing this suit of armor. This is a suit of armor, old, rusted. Some of it, almost the rust. It looks rusted, except the rusting is almost like a turquoise. And whatever the metal was, that's what the oxidizing looked like. And sticking, like growing out of the slits in the helmet and through some of the sections of the armor where there's maybe like an opening, the flowers are just like growing through the armor. It's clearly it's clearly a grave of some kind, or not a grave, but it's clearly a corpse, but very old. There's no flies or anything. It's old. Nothing too visceral going on there anymore. But yeah, there's these beautiful flowers growing out of it. It's grotesque, but also kind of beautiful.
Can I pick a flower and kind of see what it looks like?
Sure.
You know, just take a closer look.
It looks like a massive pink chrysanthemum. So lots of little petals in these patterns. And yeah, so it's like basically the whole blossom just fits in your hand.
That's big.
Yeah, pretty, like a kind of coral pink color. And you all look around, and occasionally you see another suit of armor, or there's a very bizarre one that you see eventually, as you catch what almost looks like a chimney spout, and it's this huge, like almost not really a mech suit is the wrong word for it, but it does have this very sort of industrial vibe. If you were going to describe the character, if you're going to describe it in video game terms, it definitely is like the heavy in terms of armor. There's this like mechanical spout, almost beak-like, and these big plates of armor. This was clearly a very large person, like Harlan, probably your proportions, if not a little more intense, like a little bigger and beefier, and yeah, also sprawled across, sort of, there's pieces in the flowers. There is a point where in that particular body, you see vining, like, violently wrapped around the throat of that figure. Big, thick root-like vines, bark and moss growing on it, and you would have assumed it was just more vegetation if it wasn't for how, like, tightly wound around the throat and collarbone this vining is. And you sort of follow the view of it. You look where the vining is going, and you see that it goes for a ways and then kind of disappears into the ground. Also very old, though. Very well grown in.
Harlan's gonna use his racial ability to detect magic.
Okay.
Kind of tap in with the natural world and see if there's anything going on with these plants.
Sure.
Seeing what there is to see.
Okay. You kind of close your eyes a bit, take a deep breath, and like you're inhaling, almost like you're inhaling pollen, you feel this little jolt of energy through your nose as you inhale. And as you open your eyes, in a very similar way, you see little particulates in the air glowing, like these little dust particles glowing with energy and the kind of the kind of thing you would get from like a place very steeped in natural magic. The plants and the flowers all around you, they seem mundane. They're not giving off any magic. At least intrinsically, they themselves are not giving off any magic. But you do get this sense all around you, as if you're sort of seeing a bit of an echo, that whatever happened here was very, very... It was a while ago. Quite a bit, a long time ago. But very powerful. Very primal. Like the kind of druidic magic that was used here is beyond your comprehension. That you think that, like, these vines were conjured out of the ground. You get a sense of... You almost start following the dust a little bit as the wind picks it up, and you kind of see it floating around, and it sort of leads you to look out at the whole expanse of the field in front of you. And there's almost just like these currents of energy and magic around. This place was a battlefield from what you can see, but you can almost see glimpses of the flow of energy as it was wielded around here. This is... The flowers and the vines are the shrapnel of some very powerful magic being wielded.
Well, all right, that's a thing. What does it? Am I getting any indication of like the school of magic that is currently floating about? Or...
Let me look. Because I never think about it. I never think of like druid magic in that sense. Transmutation. A lot of it is transmutation. Like manipulating the essence of what is already here. And let me see. And then a lot of it's transmutation. So like creating water is transmutation. Druid craft is transmutation. It's that kind of stuff. Manipulating the natural world. You're not bringing something out of nothing. You're just taking the matter that already exists and kind of twisting it around.
Y'all, I'm kind of curious. You know, it sure seems like this is there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot that happened here. It makes me wonder, you know, seeing all these vines and all these flowers and stuff. If can we see the old map?
Yeah, here. And he pulls out the map.
Basically, like, what my gut is just checking to see where Fagro was originally on the old map.
Sure.
To see if it corresponds maybe to where we currently are.
Let's see. You look at the historic map and yeah, you see the shifting of this tree from kind of the top left corner of its space in this big field, this big hilly area, and it's shifted almost directly between 12 and 11. It is very possible that this is a place that Fagro could have been at one point.
And following that kind of like flow of magic that you were describing, does it point in the same direction?
What do you mean?
Like, you said like towards like the between 11 and 12, right?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like, is it flowing off in a direction that would be like, we are currently traveling between 11 and 12, right?
I see.
So
Yes. Yes.
Harlan's basically like trying to put 2 and 2 together to see if like, if this is where Fagro came from, does this place, like, is it still connected to Fagro somehow? Like through magical means?
You take a look at everything here. You're give me a perception check.
Oh boy, I'm not good at those.
As you're observing the flow of air and energy here.
Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
That's a second one was good. It's a 19 on the die with plus 3 is 22.
All right. So you are, you kind of, I'm excited because I'm gonna describe this in a Tides of Chaos way. You watch some of the flow of these dust particles that you now understand to be almost like pollen or residual of this druidic magic still kind of permeating the air here. And you're watching it, you're kind of losing yourself in the flow of it all as it kind of carries around on what you realize is not wind. It looks like it's going on the wind, but the wind's going in different directions. It doesn't match up. And you lose yourself in the pattern of it all and just kind of feel yourself. You've possibly felt this before, this idea of that sensation that you get when you're in water, in the ocean, or in a tidal place, and you're kind of being led a little bit. You kind of feel it ebb and flow, and you just kind of feel yourself being gently pulled and released from the flow of this energy. And it feels very familiar in a like down in your bones kind of way. You're not sure why, but this is not a foreign feeling. This magic that's everywhere here, almost like your molecules recognize something in it, and you see it kind of reaching out to the distance in the field and kind of bringing it back in, and as you're watching, you realize it's more of a storm than a current. It's kind of rotating in this place, like this was the epicenter of an event, and not so much that it's like the wave from a boat or from a ship that's left. It's not so much like that. Sure. It's more like some kind of energy was concentrated here and was released here. But
it's like an out, instead of a whirlpool going towards the center, it's like an outflowing whirlpool.
Yeah. And it's going outward in a few directions. It's kind of hurricane-esque. There's maybe like tails, kind of.
Sure.
So yeah, you don't get the sense that you could follow it like breadcrumbs. It's not, you're not gonna be like Looney Tunes style, just like floating, following the scent of food.
Monty Jack.
Yeah. But yeah, you do, with the combination of what you're observing and the map, it is a very fair assumption to make that this might have something to do with, if not Fagro, definitely some sort of Fae nature magic thing. Killing people with flowers certainly feels Fae.
When the hippies get pissed.
So, as you make that observation, Toshi kind of sidles up next to you. He's looking around, like trying to look where you're looking, has no idea what you're doing. What you doing?
Oh, fruits of summer fade, and they have the seasons, and so do we. But I was just seeing if
It's fine.
I was just seeing if these flowers are connected to, Faygrow, or where we're headed. And I have the strong feeling like if we keep an eye out for areas like this, we might find our way to the tree. They feel connected somehow.
Okay.
Don't eat the flowers. They kill people.
Why would I eat the flowers?
Some flowers are edible, like
The seeds are edible, but I don't eat the petals.
I mean, some flower petals are edible.
His eyes go wide. Really?
Well, yeah, like hibiscus.
I don't know what that is.
It's a flower.
Is that different than like low biscuits?
Yeah, hibiscus are the ones that your mom keeps on the top shelf.
Yeah.
That can't get to. That you have to like stack a chair or two on top of each other.
Villain is behind Toshi when you say that, and Villain's like, X-nay on the arm, May.
When you're in a restaurant and they got the liquor on the top shelf. Yeah, it's like that.
Villain, full on face palms. Yeah, liquor store. Better analogy, thanks.
I said restaurant.
Oh God. So the rest of you watch as Harland basically spends the next 10 minutes like wandering around and gently spinning in the field, staring out into space like he's following something in the air. And yeah, so Harland, you have that sense of the origins of this magical event here.
He'll try to find some of the smaller flowers and go up to Oliette.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that if I've never done one of those flower pressing things, but I thought that maybe they might like to see that. I don't know if it would transfer.
I mean, I have a few books we could use. And by we, I mean Villain is carrying them. But we have a handful that I managed to save.
Handful.
Oh, listen. In my sleep. We could set one of those aside. Why don't we use... Can I have those, please? And I'm just going to...
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, not the flowers, the books. Oh, sorry.
Well, let me get a
I
book
misunderstood.
first. Let's use,
Please take your time.
Hey, I gotta read the spines. They're not all in common. Pardon me. We'll use the Myths of Mythgar book.
You can use that Childred's book that I picked up a while back. I don't think that any of us are going to be using those.
Do we still have that?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I don't throw away books.
You shouldn't.
Villain hands it over.
Well, you do want something nice and thick, right? Because you want the weight.
Well, I mean, this is, if you've done this, I've never done anything like this, so I just thought I've seen it done, but I've just never done it.
We can use this book. I'll just take like a little length of ribbon and cut it so it would wrap around the book so we can keep it tight.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you just pick which ones you think are the prettiest, and then you can't use, like, bulbs are harder because they don't flatten as nicely.
Well, yeah, I was picking some of the smaller ones so that they would actually, like, go in there.
You want to show the kittens how to do this?
Sure. I mean, we'll probably end up with a whole lot of them.
Why is that what you were wanting to do?
No, I was just thinking that Her Majesty of Beauty might like to see this. You know,
Oh.
as that something that she, don't know. It's we talk to Her Majesty of the Word a lot, and so I just thought that talking to
That's soft.
Beauty, I thought that she might like to see it.
Okay. Oh.
She is really nice.
Yes, have interacted with her. Of course I have. Know her well. But yes, I will show Harland what little I know about. Probably enlist Paru to help a little bit as well. This don't ruin the pages with like a burst of pollen or something like that.
Actually, I don't care if you ruin that book. That's he talks about sacrificing chickens and virgins. I don't think about that.
It's a children's book?
No, Childred's necromantic. Yeah, Childred's necromantic. Hold on, I got it. The spine reads.
Why do you have that?
He found it in the book place.
I stole it when we were escaping. I stole it in my escape.
Yeah, we
Children's
just like
resurrected words.
We just like grabbed everything we could. We just down the shelf.
Yeah, it's a book on raising the dead. Bonus: you learn how to restore life to a slain person using an involved and gruesome ritual that takes 1d6 days and involves human sacrifice, 2 chickens, a roast ox, and 3 singing virgins, gender optional. The restored person loses 1 point from each ability for each day you take to perform the ritual.
Yeah, we can use this book.
Rip some pages out of it. Hey, Harlan, why don't you preemptively give me that random roll since you used Tides of Chaos.
Yep, 4450.
4450, thank you. Let's see how that goes.
Poorly, I imagine. Most of them do.
That's not true. There's some in there that are kind of fun.
I can re-roll if it's not a.
No, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, go ahead and re-roll.
Cool. 8379.
8379. Okay.
Google random number generator. I love it.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, as you all are doing that, you're pressing flowers. Oh no. Hi, Lane. Thank you. You are but the messenger. I doubt it. It's Chris's turn to spin the wheel, aka Laura has to go to sleep, and so Lane is passing on the chaos. Okay. So let's get to spinning, and then I'll also get to the thing that was really cool. That I'll do that too. I'm sure they're both cool. Spinning the wheel now. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So Oliette, pick a dice type.
This feels like a drink.
Yeah.
10.
It is.
Guess I'll choose a D10.
Go ahead and roll a D10 for me. Taking it out of my hands for this one.
Is this a 10? Yes, you are. Wait. Yes.
The eternal question of someone who owns a lot of dice. Is this a 10?
Yeah. 5.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, anyway, nothing happens right now. Harland and Oliette are working on pressing flowers. Beza, as you are just kind of inspecting the area, I assume at some point Beza probably gets a little bit interested in this suit of armor. You look at it and you see that it's sort of a little rusted out, and Nicket starts fiddling with it. She'll
help.
She has a knife and she's trying to like kind of pry off some of the rust and like see if it's you know Nicket. She wants to see if it's shiny. And so you get a little bit of this what looked like rust at first, this like turquoise rust, and it comes off almost like a moss. And underneath the moss, you see that the armor is actually still gleaming, still shiny underneath. It's dented and scuffed, but it is still actually in pretty good condition.
Interesting.
I thought this was really old.
Well, I mean, there's some kinds of metal that don't really rust or anything. Some of them are magical. Elaine, Toshi, can you guys help us with this?
Yeah, okay. Sure, let's disrupt the dead. And Valine comes over.
He's not using it anymore.
Okay, so I know that I told Harland that like 90% of the time when I'm talking, I'm fucking with you. The other 10%, I'm not, but it sounds like I am. That was not sarcasm. So yes, let's disrupt the dead. And he,
all right.
He goes over to the, so what are you asking for help with?
Getting some of the moss off so that we can see what it looks like underneath.
Yeah. So the whole lot of you get work on moving some of the moss and things that are there, and you clean off a big chunk of the breastplate on this armor, and it is still gleaming. You notice that the helmet, as you get some of the moss off, the helmet is rusted out, is old and kind of past saving. The gauntlets are also all decayed. I don't know what the shin armor is.
Greaves.
Thank you. All the armor is decayed except for the breastplate. And as you clean its surface off, and Valine kind of produces a rag, and he has some of his like oils and stuff from like locksmithing and stuff, and he's like kind of polishing it, like looking up, and it's like he's talking to Nicket like, you really do have to get it into peak condition if you're gonna actually appraise how much it's worth on the market. And he's cleaning it off, and Beza, you see a shape on the armor, like on the surface of the armor, an almost cloudy figure. It takes a moment for the fog to sort of clarify a little bit, and you start seeing in the reflection of this armor a battle. Like you're watching it. This like illusory reflection in the armor. You see a figure in very similar armor, not quite the same as what you're looking at, lifting a halberd and piercing into the air above, and a massive winged creature swooping down from above with talons, kind of clashing with this knight, and essentially picking him up. But you definitely see, like, as claws like clamp down on that figure and talons seep into the armor and carry off this knight. you see whipping vines everywhere, filling the terrain. And some of them grasping onto knights and tugging them down to the ground. You see elves, a big contingent of very long-eared, very not quite human faces, very angular, very wide-eyed elven faces, just attacking with these huge scimitars and double-bladed scimitars. We got some Darth Maul shit going on. And you watch this battle between these humanoid knights and these elves, and this nature magic being hurled everywhere. There's a twister that gets conjured, a big burly tank of a guy with what looks like a cannon that he's holding, basically, getting a tree root wrapped around his throat, and he just starts collapsing to the ground. It fades a little after a while into sort of amorphous figures. You can't quite follow all of it. There's a lot that shows on this breastplate.
Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, that was fucked up. But and Nick gets like, what is magic?
I think it might be. I don't know. Holland?
Oh, yeah.
So you know how you said there was a big battle here and everything? You should come look at this breastplate.
I don't know that I said that, but yeah, I can come take a look.
She points you at the breastplate. I don't know how to tell for sure if this is magical, but I think it is.
What makes you think that?
Well, take a look at the figures moving in the images of the reflections, and you tell me.
Well, you start looking at it, Harland, and there are these like shadowy figures in the fog, and then it starts clarifying a little bit as you focus, and you see a huge looming shadow over a field of flowers, and knights and warriors with bow in hand firing upwards, and you see more of these vines, these twisting huge vines, some of them like from above kind of snaking down and wrapping around and kind of strangling individuals. Some of them like bludgeon and sweep across and knock down several of these archers in one go.
Harland, like, absent-mindedly just puts a hand over Toshi's eyes.
What? And it's brutal.
Well,
but you're getting some hardcore deja vu.
I guess death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints.
I did this. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess if you're wondering what happened here, it seems as likely as anything.
Well, that tells me a couple things. One, Beza, yeah, it's probably magical. I can't tell because I already did my thing once today, and it's a bit tiring. It takes a lot out of a guy. So the other thing it tells me is that whatever was flying had vines, and the vines actually touched the ground. So maybe it does make contact with the ground, and we might be able to, you know.
Maybe. Although, If it's the vines that were killing everybody, I don't really want to mess with those ones.
I mean, that makes sense if they wouldn't send ground troops after something that can't reach it from the ground, right?
I mean, they were firing bows and arrows.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that a giant floating tree is probably gonna be not easily within regular arrow range. Maybe?
I would
We
guess.
don't know yet.
We don't know.
For all we know, it floats a foot off the ground.
And
That seems unlikely.
That would
but
be
it's
very
possible.
convenient. I'll be honest. That would be extremely convenient for all of us.
Just gotta do a push up or a pull up.
capable of a stand and jump. And, you know, depending on how long ago this battle was, I mean, the tree might have been a lot smaller back then.
I think it grows.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that it could be a dead tree flying around, but my mental image is like what it has on the map, is that it's a big bushy thing flying up in the sky.
It's a topiary.
Looks like a rabbit.
All right.
So next question. Do we take the breastplate or do we leave it here?
How easily can you extricate it? Oh, you already... Did you, like, pick it up off the ground, or we're all still looking at it on the ground?
They were clearing the flora off it. It has been, I'm going to say, halfway released from the vines and things. It still has flowers growing through it, so you'd probably have to, like, get rid of some of that. But, like, the body inside, brittle. Looks like maybe the flowers and any animals would have come by already. It's pretty desiccated and was in the elements, so it's not going to be hard to move.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to hang on to it, Beza.
I can wear it, but I mean, we could sell it.
Is there anything, as they're continuing to clean it off, is there anything...
You just hear a very telltale
any,
sigh.
like, symbology or any indication of where these soldiers might have come from? Like, what kind of...
Sure.
influence
Go ahead
this
and give me an investigation check.
Like a blacksmith stamp or something?
Yeah, take in everything that you can see and kind of figure out what you can determine from it.
Investigation 14.
14. You find that there is definitely a maker's mark on the armor. You see it looks like it might be a mountain symbol. Like a kind of almost slight triangle or that kind of shape. And then there are wings kind of poking out on either side. You look at that and combine that with the map, and you realize there's a place on the map called Mount Eagle. It's right in the middle of one of the chronograms. Mount Eagle is Mount Eagle is between chronogram 7 and 8. Kind of down near where Paro's from.
Yep. Interesting.
So if you're gonna make I'm gonna give you that. If you're gonna say, something with wings and a mountain. Sounds like Mount Eagle might be a good
Good place to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely can tell that this is magic. This breastplate is magic. It's very light. It's lighter than it should be. And it is very finely crafted. You see that there are what look to be dwarven runes on it. But again, like I said the other day, Dwarvish runes are used in a number of other languages. So unless you speak Dwarvish, you might not know if this is sensical or not. You might not know if it's Gnomish, or there's a couple of other languages that use that rune alphabet.
Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
very finely crafted, very, very beautifully designed. And
Beza speaks Gnomish. Can she tell if it says anything in Gnomish?
yeah, you see it's in Gnomish. It's basic spellcasting runes that say something to the effect of visions of battles hard fought will always be reflected in your path.
She relays that to everyone else.
Does that mean like battles that you're gonna fight or battles that you have fought?
Well, considering it's showing us memories of probably the fight this guy was in, I'm guessing it's old battles.
Right, but was it when they were wearing it, was it forward facing or was it backwards facing? You know, like almost like, you know, there's a game
You won't know unless somebody attunes to it or identifies the armor.
You know, there's that game that you play where, you know, you have like a word written on a card, and you like lick it and stick it on your forehead, and then you have to describe, you know, what the other person's card, or they have to guess what their card says, and you have to try to describe it. And you never played one of those games?
No, the hunt is mostly like dice, cards, and drinking.
And combinations of those things. Sometimes all three. That was mostly chucking cards into a hat and then rolling to see how many drinks you take if you get into the hat.
Can anyone wear the armor?
I mean, it looks like it fits. I don't know how to use it.
That's a really good question. I don't think a lot of you are proficient in a breastplate. It's medium armor, technically.
Technically, Beza is proficient.
It just doesn't give you, but you get an armor bonus by not wearing armor. Or no, it's
Also,
like
it's huge, isn't
can't
it?
wear armor.
can't wear armor.
Oh.
It's more like you can't benefit from armor. I would say you technically could wear it, but it's not going to do anything for you.
Can't use it.
I have armor proficiency in none.
I can wear it. Toshi puffs out his chest.
Yeah, let's see you put it on. Why not?
All right. Yeah. If nothing else, it'll keep him from getting hit as much.
Toshi puts his arms up.
Watch your toes.
Why? Guess not the way we're putting it on.
But you just put you put your, you know, we stick it on like, you know, you like stick your arms up through the thing, and we gotta, you know,
It's just
work it down. I told y'all I don't understand how this works.
That's true.
Yeah.
Why is he the one helping?
Basically,
No, I'm
go
just
over
watching.
and help.
Valaine's like, dude. And there has been never a better onomatopoeia than thump when you put it on him. And he's just like, how does it look?
It's good.
It's a little off.
Dashing.
It's a little off.
Shiny.
Little
His
big.
hands are sticking out. He looks
A
like
little
a
bit.
bowling ball. It's that
It's
missized for him.
You'll grow into it. You'll grow into it. We can hold it until then,
Oh.
so that you can move a little easier.
Okay.
But yeah,
And Valaine's like, just going. Boom. Pops it out.
And you know, you'll be able to wear it eventually, I'm sure. You know, you just gotta keep moving forward, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're another day older.
Bravo. So you I mean, Toshi would go to jail for stealing a loaf of bread, so I feel like his one crime.
Tosh 4601.
Jesus Christ.
I hate it. I mean, I love it, but I hate it.
Just one snack more.
Yeah. All right. So you have in your possession this breastplate. And you can. Well, you don't have in your possession. Verlaine has in their possession. Goes away. Oliette, your brain starts doing that little ticker of, okay, how much does he have in his hand now?
Eaten a great majority of a bunch of the bulk, and we can dump up. We don't need all that. Whatever furniture, I don't even know why we grabbed furniture, but if we did, we don't need it, so we can start going through
When you
that.
went camping, like, Verlaine definitely busted out, like, a couch.
No, we don't need...
He lays on it, it's just like, you tell me we don't need this. Like,
we don't need that.
You sure?
We super don't. Yeah, I'm sure.
It's really comfy.
I mean, if we get caught by the authorities, we can just hide stuff under the cushions.
Yeah, they'll never look there.
They'll never look there.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he could drop it on someone's head if we need to escape.
Well, that's a great idea.
See? I have value.
Especially if someone's like climbing a ladder and Verlaine's up at the top of the ladder and then just goes like, ha, couch.
Oh, man.
Y'all been futoned.
Upholstered, if...
Oh, that's even better.
I'm just gonna start walking in whatever direction I think we need to be going.
Okay, due west.
Yeah.
All right, so you all continue traveling through the flowers. Eventually, you break out of the flowers and you start feeling like you're going up a bit of an incline as you're reaching a more hilly region of the area. Think like Appalachian Mountain, kind of hilly, like eastern U.S. kind of stuff. Big hills, not quite mountains. And you travel for another several days, getting across the hills, camping out. You see more of those axe... Well, rather, you're out of the grass, so you're not going to see as many of the axe beaks anymore. But you catch... there's at least a couple of villages in the hills. Do you avoid them, or do you make any sort of pit stops in the villages? There's again small, under 50 people kind of places.
I mean, depending on how much traveling we're doing, like how long it's taking, Beza and Paru can only forage and hunt so much food.
Harlan can as well, so
Yes.
That's
spread
true.
out. But I'd say, I can go a few days, but after a bit, there's certain things that a furbolg needs that can't be found out in the wild,
Kinky.
like a bath.
Kinky.
No, required. And Toshi's like, I don't need a bath. And Fulian's like, licking yourself does not count as washing yourself.
Okay, so we'll just stop in somewhere and see if there's... I mean, judging by the size of these, I don't know what kind of accommodations they'll have, but they might have a small place to crash. Maybe? Is that what you're thinking?
Even if they don't have an inn, we might be able to find someone who's willing to let you guys use the bath for a few coins or something.
Yeah, in the book, we would stop. Me and Gura would, we'd stay in places all the time and just, kind of wander on in the front door and say, "Hey, we need to use your facilities for a bit," and people be, "Oh, Harlan, Gura, come on in. It's great to see you all again." So I can't imagine that it'd be any different out here, right?
Yeah, but Harlan, half those people were trying to get into your pants.
And the other half knew who you were.
Only half?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to be able to ride on your name in these kind of places.
I mean, don't tell me it can't happen, because I'm a furbolg, and a furbolg just believes.
Yep, that just happened. Okay, anyway. So you head to one of these towns, just nestled in the hills. Not a village used to seeing visitors. There's no tavern, there's no inn. It's just houses, some farms. And you stop in and you look for the first person you see, and it's a it looks like a half elf. I say that before I even have a picture. Is a half elf gentleman with little. Okay, so I didn't mean for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Kyle.
What?
Yeah, I didn't mean for it, but it happened.
Go ahead and describe this half elf, Angela.
High cheekbones.
Use your words.
A broad nose, a full beard, hair dark hair, sort of parted onto the side. Thick eyebrows. His eyes are almost like pinkish color in the irises. And he's got a bit of a scar going down, not like a cool warrior scar, but almost like a burn scar, a little bit over, just like a streak over his eye a bit, and he is carrying water from a cistern, and you approach him. And he looks up and catches the sight of all of you. And he says, "Can I help you?" That's literally what I say every time. I need to get a new opening line. I just say it in different ways, like, "Can I help you?" or "Can I help you?"
Maybe we're passing through and realize that it's been some time since we've, had a hot meal and taken a bath, that sort of thing. So we didn't know if you had any place or person. Oh my God. It does look,
It does look like Kyle.
Told you. I told you.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Someone's stalking Kyle. We'll put it in chat.
Yeah, I'm
my
copy
God.
pasting right now. It's disturbingly similar.
The mouth and everything is the same. The cheeks are the same. Oh my God.
That's what happens when I go, "There's an elf," and then I pick the first elf and I go, "Oh, huh, okay."
Yeah, it's oddly similar, but I just copy pasted the attachment.
Hilarious.
Even the mouth expression.
Yeah.
It's the eyebrows.
It's the
eyebrows.
The eyebrows and the mouth expression. I've seen you make that face.
It's so good. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Can you grow a beard like that?
No. No.
That magnificent bastard? No.
I mean, I don't know. That's wild.
So, anyway, Harlan, you have this sudden nosebleed. You're not quite sure why.
Reality splits in front of you.
Kyle meets Prince Zuko.
So,
so we, just looking for just a quick pit stop. If there's anything here or the next town over or anything like that, we're just trying to.
Well, there's not a ton of visitors that come through here. But if you're looking for a place to lay your head, you could see if the some of the outskirts folks, you could check if Thorgrid has any work. Thorgrid's got a farm right on the it kind of points a bit to the west. Got a spot of land, got a barn. Sometimes people come through and he lets them stay.
For farm work in exchange.
I guess whatever he's got for you. I don't know.
Okay. Some of us are well equipped for that, so we'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Much obliged,
Thanks.
you handsome devil.
Oh my God.
Same. No. The guy's not all of a sudden.
Something about you.
You're welcome. Good day and all.
Much obliged.
Oh, what does Thorgrid look like?
Thorgrid, he's a little shorter than me. Doesn't got any hair, and he's got some tattoos on his head.
It should be pretty easy to find.
Yeah, he's gonna be the farmer.
Thanks.
Are there not a lot of those around?
Nah, most people are logging or panning the river.
What's the name of this place? If you don't mind my asking. Didn't see a signpost on the way in.
It's yeah, hold on. Dozart.
Doze Art.
D-O-Z-A-R-T.
2 words?
D-O-Z-A-R-T.
Doze Art. Okay. Easy enough to remember. Had to put that on the map.
He kind of scoffs a little bit. The day this place ends up on a map. The day I eat my shoe.
You like them with ketchup?
He kind of shakes.
Have a nice day.
He just sort of shakes his head and keeps walking. You get a little bit of a smirk out of him. You get a little bit of a chuckle out of him. What were you saying, Elliot?
Can I vibe check him a little bit while he's staring us down? Like, is he upset that we're here?
Give
is
me an
it
insight
odd?
check.
Okay. I'm gonna insight. Oh, 8.
8. He seems just crotchety.
Okay.
You interrupted him. He was in the middle of his work.
I mean, I guess.
He's kind of like.
Okay. So I guess we look for Thorgrid.
Yeah. You start heading towards where the guy was pointing, and you find a humble little farm, and sure enough, in his in the farmland area, you find a guy. You find a half elf, little short, little broad-chested, and he's got these tattoos along his head. And he glances up at you all and has a bit more of a pleasant expression on his face. Strangers. Hi.
Hi.
How's it you find yourself all the way out here? Haven't seen fresh faces in a couple moons now.
So a few days?
Months.
Oh. Like
Like
moon. Like the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah, like a
Oh, yeah,
moon.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're just passing through and
Well, you're certainly not looking to settle, I imagine, so yeah.
Not so much.
really no. But it's been a while since we've had. I mean, we've literally been like sleeping on the dirt for several days, which is whatever. Not amazing, but what are you gonna do? Long story short, we have just, well, have just learned that there's no tavern, and we're directed to you. Informs that you may have at least a structure for us to sleep under for a day in exchange for some assistance or work or.
He kind of looks you all over. I mean, I wouldn't say no to the help. Sure. Well, what do you got? I mean, what do you got? What can you do? I got a billion and one things to do around here.
Do you have anyone in town that you would like to chip away at their ego a little bit? Because I can do that.
That is a very kind offer. Not so much, but I mean, can you cook at all, or?
A little, sort of.
Well, that's a little more than I can.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry. It's been a bit of a day. Where do y'all say you're from?
All over.
All over.
We've been traveling for a really long time.
Yeah, all over.
We were just in some little mountain town.
Kalubo.
Up north a ways. So we're just traveling on south.
Well, I mean, you look like you can handle it. He points to your shovel. A shovel?
Yeah, point me at the pile.
Great, yeah. A Thorkard, by the way.
Harlan.
Harland, nice to meet you. Yeah. And you guys go around with introductions and stuff. Yeah, come on over. Sorry, Chris. I fell down Shadowrun Pinterest, and he takes you over to his farm. It is a little more overcast than it was before. Looks almost like there's rain incoming. You can almost smell it on the air. There's a bit of humidity in the air, and it's getting a little on the cool side. So he takes you over, and sorry. And you find a kind of ramshackle barn. Dark wood. There's a bunch of peat moss everywhere. Harlan, you get the sense that he collects peat moss as part of his farming. He points you over at these like basically sawed bricks that he's slowly extricating from the ground. And as you're passing the barn, you see that the barn actually has a fairly large still in it. Big copper tank with a bunch of barrels near it, and Ollie, new favorite place. and they have like an emblem etched into the still has an emblem etched into it. It's like it's like two crows that are kind of like overlapping each other, and you actually note that some of the tattooing on his face has the two crows on it. It seems like it's just an insignia.
Y'all making Mountain Dew?
Nah, it's I mean, it's more of a single malt.
Oh, good whiskey. All right.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are looking for lodging, not trade.
I mean, listen, I will make you like a week's worth of meals. You'll be set 3 meals a day if we can get a little bit of that on our way out.
That sounds like a deal we could make. Absolutely.
Mm.
How's your distribution chain?
He looks back at the town. You're looking at it.
Oh, small time operation. So, all
Yeah.
right.
I mean, occasionally we have some ship out. Got a couple of merchants that call this place. They rest their head here, and go out and sell shipments of some of the stuff we make here in town. I get a barrel or two out every few months.
I know it's a ways away, but I hear tell that there's a farm up on Mythgar that started a good barrel of wine.
That's a hell of a. That's not really in spitting distance.
Like I said, I hear tell.
Yeah. Well, you said you're from up north, so yeah.
Roundabouts, yeah.
How much do you actually sell one of the barrels for, usually?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Angela doesn't know that. Let me see. Let's see. Whew. I mean, maybe 50 gold? That's a whole barrel, though. Don't get a lot of, like I said, don't get a lot of reach out here. It's more of a hobby. Keeps me going, but, you know.
That's fair. How much would it be to fill up a growler?
20?
Get bulk discount then.
I mean, do you have a growler?
Oliette had one at one point.
I got a flask.
She had a growler full of
The cherry mud wine.
The cherry mud
Cherry
wine.
mud, whatever.
Yeah.
I know we emptied it. I don't think I kept it.
It's a screw top growler, so.
I mean, the 20 will
really
get you
seal
the
the
growler, too. We got someone who makes them by hand in here.
Oh.
Well, souvenir.
Yeah. I got one imprinted with the logo if you want it. Like I said, it's a hobby. I don't do anything in half measures.
Okay.
That's a good philosophy. So in terms of things around here that I can do, I don't have a lot of experience with the farming. I'm good at cutting things down.
Okay.
And
I got firewood.
hunting. I'm good at hunting.
Okay. What kind of hunting?
The most recent thing, well, that was, worth mentioning, it was an axe beak.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
I mean, they helped me keep the other ones, not attacking me so I could get the one I was dealing with, but...
She's
There's a lot
also
of throwing of
murdered
hands up.
nightmare horses, if that makes you
Oh, yeah, the equestrodons.
any contact.
Nightmares. You mean like horses that go out at night?
I mean, they might have been out at night.
No, she means
think they're nocturnal.
the equestrodons.
Yes.
He looks confused. I've never heard of those.
Okay. Well, they're horrifying. You're lucky.
Great.
They're like this weird cross between a dinosaur and a horse. And they bite.
And like a sleep paralysis demon.
It's very good. It's very good. Thorgrid is like, well, with all due respect, fuck that.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you guys said it was okay taste-wise, though, so that was all right.
Oh, okay.
Well, how about you point us to where you got sawed to shovel?
Yeah. So
All things to hunt and cut.
yeah. Okay. So there, things to hunt and cut. Then he points you at some firewood, like big blocks of it need to get chopped down, need to get broken up. And Harlan, he points you over at the shovel, the shovelable peat bricks that are kind of in this kind of mossy, marshy area in the field. And Oliet, Thorgrid says, and Paru will help with the, oh my god, she'll be like, oh my god, peat moss? Hell yeah, there's probably gonna be mushrooms in there, I'm totally in that. So Paru goes with you, Valaine, and I'm just gonna say they tool around a little bit because they're not important to the scene. So Thorgrid takes Oliet and says, I'll show you the farmhouse. And he kind of rolls up his pant legs a little bit because he's got mud and stuff on his boots. And he walks you over to the farmhouse. It's again a small, humble little place. Very like cozy cabin kind of vibe. And it's a little cold inside, very sparse. He seems to live alone, just quiet life. There's some nice glassware, like heavy bottom glasses, like you drink whiskey out of. He seems like he has a little bit of a bar set up with like bottles of his stuff, and there's a couple of things. There's some wind chimes in the window, and it looks like a lot of like homemade stuff. And he kind of scratches at the back of his head and sort of awkwardly like, so got gas stove,
Okay.
and he I got a lot of.
What's your deal? Is it like, are we talking vegan or gluten free, juice diet? Like, what is your?
I'm easy, whatever. Anything's good. I mean, anything's helpful. I don't really have time to cook, and I never really learned how, so be helpful. I usually have to go. Well, people in town kind of know that some of the more culinary minded folks in town sometimes bring casseroles or something up here for me.
So you're by yourself, it looks like.
Yeah, just holing up in here, making do.
Okay. Yeah, I do have like a pantry or like.
Yeah. And he points you over to like kind of a cabinet that has some non-perishables, and there's some vegetables and stuff, and there's like potatoes in the dark and a little cabinet, and he's got the basics of things. He's got basic vegetables and stuff. And as you're looking through, he sort of like leans against the wall a bit, and so where y'all just wandering, or you heading somewhere in particular?
This, a little of that. Just been trying to see what we can see out here, and traveled along the mountains for a bit, cut across, discovered that there's a whole lot of nothing right in the middle, so just trying to get back to
welcome to the nothing.
no offense.
No, welcome to the nothing.
Yeah. But just seeing what we can see out here.
Going across, trying to get where? You didn't finish.
I don't know yet. I'm trying to just busy myself in the pantry and pulling out whatever sad looking onions or whatever.
Yeah, everything is kind of sad.
Off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You got so you sightseeing.
I mean, I guess we have certainly seen quite a few sights.
Yeah. Can you spin a yarn? You don't get to see a lot of
Yes.
interesting stuff around here.
I could actually.
Hit me. He's helping. He's helping, like, pull stuff out of the pantry with you. Like, he'll offer to take stuff and put it on the counter.
Are you hitting on me? Okay.
He distinctly said,
well,
hit me. But go ahead. Read into it, fine.
I get it. We already told you about the nightmare horses.
Right. They can fuck right off. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. We will exchange. We can exchange. I'm still gonna help you and make this food for you because this is honestly like hurting me. Like
it's almost as bad as Uncle Eb.
feeling.
Like it's almost as bad as Uncle Eb.
Right. It's like giving me big like depressed bachelor vibes in such a way that it's like affecting me personally. So I'm still gonna do
depressed bachelor is a really good way to put this. Like Thorgrid is depressed bachelor.
But what about we do like a swig for a story? Because I am very interested in what you
swig for a story. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. He reaches over to he heads over to the bar, grabs a bottle, and he goes, "You like complex or like drinkable?"
Which one hurts less?
Drinkable.
Let's go complex.
Okay. And he looks actually a little pleased that you said that. And he pulls the bottle that is more drank out of. And he grabs that one. And he pours into these little he has the heavy bottom glasses, but then he pulls out like fancy ones that are like a little more weird shaped. These are clearly like tasting glasses. And he pours you some out of. He's like, "Do you want? How do you take ice?"
He's so sad. No,
he makes you sad because he has nice glasses to enjoy his whiskey.
Because why would he have nice glasses unless he has somebody to enjoy them with? Like, where is the person he was enjoying? Listen, it's fine. I don't need any ice. Just put like 2 drops of water in it. Open it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure. And he preps it and he clinks the glass and lets you drink it. It is essentially an Isla if you've ever had scotch. Very peaty, very complex, very like I have been told I'm really weird because I don't like scotch, but I like Islas. It's like a bell curve of weirdness. Like it's like if I ever have beer, I don't like hoppy beers, but for some reason I really like the super fucking hoppy beers. Like it becomes interesting. It's like if it doesn't taste like a pine tree, I don't want it. Apparently.
You just don't like half measures.
Apparently, yeah. Mm-hmm. Angela as well. I mean, you have a little bit of yourself in every character you make. Apparently, that's Thorgrid. I'm a depressed bachelor.
Is that Peanut on top of your microphone?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? It's not a hamster. It's fine. It makes the microphone more of an event. I enjoy it. Anyway, so you try the whiskey. He clinks glasses. He's like, yeah, it's the best bottle I've made so far. I think best batch. So, and as he's drinking, you distinctly get the sense like he's kind of taking a measure of you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
He asks, so You said out here. You just meant like getting a sense for the land, or
Not really, to be honest with you.
yeah.
We're on a top secret mission.
Oh, top secret.
Yeah.
What? Well, that's a dumb follow-up question.
Yeah, it is.
What kind of anything I should be wary of, looking out for? You guys coming out here? Anything you're worried about that I should be worried about?
Are you asking if you should be worried about us?
No. What are you worried about? What should
That
I be?
list is too long. We don't have. There's not enough whiskey in that bottle.
Anything in the immediate vicinity I should be wary of?
Think so.
That's good. Good. Glad I didn't rest my hat in a place that I should get the fuck out of.
Okay, I didn't necessarily say that. This is a very cute operation you've got going on, but this is actually pretty decent quality stuff. Like, you could do better in a place where people could appreciate this and pay you for it.
I get enough people appreciate. No, it's okay.
Why are you out here by yourself?
Who said I'm out here by myself? There's a whole town.
That's not a whole town.
It's not. It's really not.
Does not compute.
It's a whole of a town.
There you go. Why are you out here? See what's out there, right? Just you land places.
Why'd you stay?
It's got its charms. Is that asking me for what the charms are, or?
Listen, I'm. Well, I was gonna lie and say I'm not one to pry, but this time I won't actually.
That's very kind of you.
I guess.
Unlike the offer to break someone's spirit, or however you put it.
It's more fun than cooking. All I'm saying is if you are ever in need, like, just let me know. I'm very good at it.
Gotcha. So, you've been, so you said you were coming from across the way, and he's cutting up onions at this point. He's helping out. You said you came from across the way, so what you talking, like chronogram 12 or what?
No.
Oliette, I would like to note for you, not a single person from out here calls them chronograms.
Okay. I didn't know if I was reading into that or not. Okay, thank you.
Nope. Everyone else just calls them the walled cities or something. They don't really use the nomenclature or know the nomenclature.
Okay. Okay. I am not going to let on that I caught it. Just gonna let him continue cutting onions.
Yeah.
Correct his form, because you can't, if you cut them in half, like, you might as well not cut them in half.
He is doing it with, like, knuckles down. He's got a not unnerving, but a surprising efficiency to the way that he cuts onions. You would almost say it's like a line cook's efficiency.
So, okay, great. I'm not gonna say anything about that either.
Okay, so yeah, you
Kings, go ahead.
No, you cook what you cook.
Yeah.
He chats a little bit more, asks a couple questions, but I think you both get to a point where you realize you're not going to actually get any information out of each other. And he washes his hands and he wipes them down and says, "Well, if you need anything, just holler. But I'll go see how your friends are, how they're holding up."
Sure. Yeah, as he's leaving, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to open the door for him.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you again for trying the whiskey.
I'm definitely not gonna drink any of it while you're gone.
Well, you're free to, in case you're wondering. And he trots out, leaves the door, and goes to check on the others. Do you do anything while he's not there?
Look through all of his stuff. Are you kidding me? I'm just dying for him to fucking leave.
Oh my god! Go ahead and give me a perception check as you snoop the fucking house down.
Checking the floorboards if any of them are loose.
You are. This is just.
That's all up in here.
Snoop the house down boots.
Investigation.
Yeah. No. Perception.
Oh, okay. Either way. That's a 19.
19. Okay. Okay. Tell me where you snoop. It's a house.
I mean,
it's a regular
house. We're gonna start with the obvious things: drawers under the mattress.
I thought the obvious things were going to be the bar. First, the liquor cabinet, the most important area.
I've already got one. I've got it in one hand. I'm not worried about that. I've got what I need.
You walk around with the bottle in your hand, just like swigging as you go. No, gotcha. So,
in the glass.
So sorry. Go ahead. Tell me where you go.
Drawers, cupboards, like any kind of bureau, any kind of closet, under the mattress, pillowcases, floorboards. I'm like checking every possible like nook and cranny I can.
This place is remarkably bare bones. There's not a lot of clothes. There's like minimal clothes in the closet. There's a few boots, few sets of boots, one nice outfit, like a pair of dress shoes and kind of a suit kind of look. And you start like poking around. There's nothing under the mattresses or anything. Nothing in the blankets. The dressers, same thing. Minimal couple of winter coats and things. You find, you start kind of looking in more unusual places. You start like glancing behind picture frames, and the picture frames are all just landscapes, like pretty, but yeah, feels like a model home almost. And you start start touching the floorboards in a more direct, intentional way. And when you get to his bedroom and you start poking at the floorboards, you hear a very distinct rattle and creak of a loose floorboard.
I just want to, if there's a window or something, just poke my head out, make sure.
He is currently checking in on Harland, and the two of them are, or rather, Harland's like leaning up on his shovel in a very like farmer boy pose.
Which is slowly sinking into without him realizing.
As Thorgrid is like crouched, kind of pointing at some stuff, showing Harland like, so you're working over. This is how far the peak goes. Then we end up in more like rocky stuff. So you want to kind of, and he's like showing him something. They're talking shop, shoveling shop. So yeah, you don't get the sense that the only thing you get the only thing you see is Beza has fucking made short work of the firewood and is currently trying to show Nickit how to hit something with an axe, and it's a little heavy for them, but just like trying real hard, and you just see Nickit almost like fall over with this heavy axe. And Villain and Toshi are kind of trying not to laugh.
If she's having trouble with if they're having trouble with the axe, Beza would probably switch to a dagger.
But I can't chop the wood with this.
No, but you can still hit something from far away. All right, so...
Wait. And she sees the stump, and she takes the dagger and kind of like wedges it into the crack, and then takes the axe and like turns it to its flat side and starts bopping the dagger into the axe and cracks it in half.
That's one way to do it.
Just kind of like, yeah. And Toshi's way too enthusiastic, like, whoo, whoo, whoo.
Oh my god.
So that's all you see. You get the sense that Thorgrid is not paying attention.
Okay. I will peek under that floorboard.
You peek under the floorboard, you slowly peel the board up, slide it to the side, and you find a little hay, so like cushion in there. You find a scimitar, very finely crafted scimitar, and a uniform. You kind of glance through it. It's this very very kind of slapdash, not a very like fancy uniform, but it has a shield on the corner, like over where the heart would be. Has a shield and a shield and a crow, a pair of crows on it. Not remotely anything having to do with the Mechanist Authority, as far as you know. In there is also a you kind of dig into the hay a little bit. You find a sack of gold. You find a bow and some arrows. You find a thing of caltrops. And you find a wallet, like a long wallet where there'd be documents or and you poke in it, I assume. Whom am I asking?
I'm already here.
You're already in
here.
the thing. So you open up the wallet and you find papers. You see travel documents, things that you saw Villain using when they were faking bus pass on the train, like faking the train pass. And you see a bunch of copies without pictures on them of documents that would be something that somebody in the chronogram would carry around with them. But it's not filled out. Rather, it is filled out. There's names and chronogram assignments and things like that, but there are no pictures and no like ancestry descriptions or ages. Seems like they're like blank templates or something for paperwork.
There's a lot of those?
There's a handful of them, yeah. Maybe like 20.
I'm gonna take 3 of them.
Okay. You find ones that have a vibe. Only 3, or do you take a 4th for Para?
Para and I both have ways of
height. Yeah, I gotcha. And Villain has their pass. Okay. So you take those.
I don't want to take too many in case they need to keep scooting around, but these might come in handy, so I'm going to take 3 of these.
You also find in there a relatively familiar looking, not exactly, but you see a stone with runes etched on it. It's, looks like a sending stone.
The temptation is great. Seems like a bad idea. Okay. No names, like no name or on anything in the wallet or the uniform or anything.
You see, you see the one with. There is one copy of the paperwork in there that has Thorgrid's face on it, but it's not Thorgrid's name. It's just it. I mean, to be honest, you intuit it looks like a fake name.
Okay. Okay.
Let me think if there's anything else in there. Oh, yeah, on the jacket, you see on the inside there are some medals pinned.
A lot or just a few?
A few.
Okay.
Couple. There's one that's kind of shaped like a little. There's one that's shaped like a little star with like long points on the top and the bottom. There's one that is shaped like a very, very minimalist arrow. Has a point on it.
Okay. I'm not gonna disturb any of the other things.
Okay. So you put the stuff back, slide the floorboards closed, and you all and you
Go check the soup before it
soup.
gets too hot.
Yeah, it's boiling.
Starts
There's
to
a bit of
boil.
a film over it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You just mix it up. It's fine.
He doesn't fucking know.
Though
So,
the onion chopping seemed like that was like if he doesn't know how to cook, he at least knows how to prep.
Right.
he knows how to sue, but not necessarily how to chef.
Right. So Toshi comes in, kind of swings the door open. Oh yeah, Naked learned how to break a log.
Great.
Yeah. Valaine's
Cool.
behind him. You
Trying to shove the papers away.
Oh well, like you put stuff away. The three. This
Yeah,
is
the three that
after. This is after you close the door.
Yeah.
Things, and you go back out. So I imagine you have already squirreled that stuff away before you go out into the kitchen.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah.
It's totally okay for him to have still startled you.
That's fine.
Beza, you come in after that with Nicket, and Nicket's looking a little like she's got the dagger you offered. She's kind of like spinning it a little bit, like kind of proud. It's little victories.
Mm-hmm.
And Harland, you and Thorgrid have been chatting a little bit in the peat moss fields, and he strikes up a conversation with you. He says, so Oliette says y'all are from, well, not from here, that you're, kind of seeing the sights.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff. Like we've seen some, some steam baths, and we saw somebody try to steal all money, and we kind of.
Well, that's just traveling around the world, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed it hasn't happened more often.
Nah, you seem like you got a decent head on your shoulders.
Well, I mean, I have been told that it has its qualities.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious about your logo. You kind of got that symbol on your steel, and you got it. You put it on you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's got some significance. I was just curious what it might mean. It's like a local symbol, or
no, family symbol.
oh, like found family, or a personal like family history, kind of blood related.
A little of both. As a family insignia, my brothers and I have it. When we got old enough, we all got a little ink. Well, a little. I kept going. But that's just because I'm a glutton for punishment.
I've heard nice things about it. It's kind of addicting.
Yeah.
I'm not one to generally ask, but you know, if you and all your brothers have it, what's the significance to you? Like, is it any particular meaning?
He gets a little bit of a
It doesn't have to
wistful.
be.
He gets a little bit of a wistful look in his face, and he goes, "It's just a way of remembering you got other people looking out for you, even if they're not nearby."
How true that is. How true that is.
See in the mirror every morning, and it's like they're all making a ruckus in my house. Don't normally do.
Yeah.
I don't see him very often, so.
I mean, you got to remember that, you know, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. You know, so just
It'll come out tomorrow. I've heard that before too.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that one later in the show.
God damn it! I'm sorry. I gotta stop playing the game. But yeah, just it's just something to remember them by when there's a lot of distance between us.
Business take them away? Like they travel for the business?
No, just Still's mine, my little brainchild. They travel. They got their own work. They come visit occasionally, but not very often. It's more just a place to lay your head for a night and then move on.
I mean, that's a lot of places we've stayed have been like that. That's for sure.
He's done a lot of homesteads.
More than my fair share. Yeah, I've slept in a lot of barns and you know shoveled a lot of peat equivalent materials. You know, stacked hay bales and feed bags and
you had a farm vibe to you.
Oh, is that obvious? Yeah, I'm just a humble farmer boy. Just, you know, homesteader, as it were. No stranger to gardening.
Well, good. I'll be honest. I took it up a little. Took it up a little recently. Only last few years.
Yeah, it's never too soon to start a new hobby.
Yeah.
Well, never too late, I guess I should say.
Yeah, well, needed something a little quieter.
A little quieter than what? It's a pretty quiet community out here, I must say.
Yeah, brothers though, they get into all sorts of scrapes. Needed a break from the trudging.
What do your brothers do? I mean, keeps them away for a long time. They obviously mean a lot to you, so why don't you go to them? Why don't you go, do your own travels and go see them? Why they gotta come here?
Because well, somebody's got to have roots. Somebody's got to hold down the fort.
That is very true. I suppose. I haven't really put down my roots in a place for very long.
Well, you seem like you travel around with the people that matter to you, so it's just as good. Take
A
you
good
home,
chunk of them, yeah.
Take you home with you.
Yeah, home is where the heart is. That is for sure. Some might say it's where the rump rests, but I mean, then any
Well,
stump
that can rest
or rock,
anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it'd just be houses everywhere.
This is the man you chose, Oliet. This one. And Thorgrid kind of glances back, sees people starting to shuffle into the house. Oh, it's getting a little dark. Probably should tuck it in for the day. I appreciate the help. You definitely made short work of it. Shorter work than I would have done it by myself.
Oh yeah, me and Shovel here. We
Is that what it's called? Shovel. That's a brilliant name for it.
I mean, yeah. back when I tried to learn to read the first time, it was like, you know, the thing that I could, you know, someone said shovel, and I just kind of phonetically put it on there, you know, when I was much younger for a bulg, and it just kind of stuck.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I never let folks tell me who I ought to be. I just, you know, just be with dignity. Celebrate myself triumphantly.
Now that it's stuck in my head.
Again, we did this. I do appreciate you notating in the chat every time you make a reference, though.
Oh, I missed one.
What was that one? I missed that one. I just knew it was
that was
something.
Kinky Boots.
Kinky Boots, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
be who you wanna be.
Okay, so Thorgrid takes you back inside. You're all hanging out. And Oliette, you're finishing up. Villain kind of sidles up next to you and is like, he like tastes it a little bit. Kind of thinking.
I'm working with what I've got here.
I know. It's fine. You're doing good. Given you're doing great. You got any rosemary? And he starts like looking around in the pantry.
Good luck.
Check your hand.
He stares at you, basically like.
What? He's outside talking to
And
Harlan.
he's like, God damn it. And he thinks about it, and he does pull out a rosemary because he totally emptied out the pantry when they left. I hate it when you're right. And he shakes off this little jar of fresh rosemary and like takes the sprigs off and tosses a couple in. And it does add that little extra bit of complexity dimension that he like he tries it again and he's like, yeah, there you go. Over the last 5 months, he's gotten a little good at cooking. Just a little. He's had to feed a very hungry mouth.
I made the biggest whatever he had, the biggest stock pot I could find.
Yeah, he has a big one. For somebody who lives by himself, you found a lot of stuff that would allow for big meals to be made. So Thorgrid comes back in.
Yeah, there's a big stew. There's like a tian, just vegetables.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not working with a lot.
Yeah,
and then maybe like some roasted like potatoes or squash. Like
at a certain
baked.
point, you just see Toshi like over the counter. Smells really good.
Trying to make the same 4 vegetables different ways to make it seem interesting.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, Thorgrid comes in and is like, well, damn, I mean...
I was trying to feed you for a week.
I could see that. That's, yeah. I mean, it feeds me for a week or like 20 people at once.
Don't get any ideas, because this one, I'll point at Toshi.
Oh, the stomach of 10. Gotcha. And you all grab food. There's not really much of a table to have a lot of people, but you kind of sit around the living room, and so yes, you all kind of settle into what is a very much needed meal. And after a little bit, Thorgrid kind of takes a scan at all of you. Well, I appreciate everybody's help. Thank you. And he thinks a little bit, and he's like, well, you know, I know we said that the barn was up for grabs, but I mean, if you want to just camp out here too, you're welcome. Be a little drier, given the weather.
I mean, whatever's easier. We don't want to put you out. There are quite a few of us.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm used to laying outside half the time anyway. I got like camping. But yeah, you guys can take your ease here. It's fine. So you're gonna head out first light tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yeah, that's the
should get-
plan.
Okay. Well, advice from a local, if you take it.
Always.
I'd maybe stick to the northwest. If you're
Why?
gonna you start hitting territory, if you know what I mean.
Is that the chronogram that you're from?
I'm not from a chronogram.
Just that usually people that aren't from them don't know to call them that.
Yeah. Well, then I guess I'd say the same for you.
From that one.
I feel like I'm missing some context for the sudden rise in tension in this room.
No tension. No tension. No, just an understanding. I'd avoid going towards 11 if I were you. There's some stuff going down. I don't want to get you and your little ones all mixed up in it.
Some stuff.
Yeah.
Like anti-mechanist authority stuff, because I'm sure as hell down for that.
Like I said, you got kids to worry about. Don't fret over it. You continue doing your sightseeing. Have a nice time. Enjoy the fresh air.
I mean, that's very kind of you. It would be more helpful if you would elaborate on what it is you're warning us against.
And he kind of cranes his head a little bit. And he shows off the crows on his neck. My brothers are planning on a bit of a ruckus.
I ain't no stranger to ruckus.
How many brothers do you have?
About 80. That I know
Sure.
of.
Sure. As I said, if you want to keep on a nice leisurely sightseeing tour, I'd avoid 11. At least for the next day or two.
Since I'm picking up that there's more going on here than I'm currently aware of, I feel like I should ask, have you seen a big floating tree?
I mean, yeah, there's, up on the ridge, you can see it. Further, he's pointing kind of further past the village. You hadn't, like, crested over a few, you were, like, in a valley right now, and he's pointing further west. Yeah, it's, big old guys hovering. You heading that way?
It is a sight to be seen, that is for sure.
That it is. That it is.
Has anyone gone to it? Like gotten up to it?
Up to it?
Yeah.
I
heard
mean,
it's floating.
I'm sure people have, but I mean, I haven't personally. It's a bit of a walk. Careful though. There's a couple. There's some rabble rousers. They follow in the shadow of the tree, hoping to, find their way up. Not really the gentlest of folk.
That sounds like a cult.
A little bit.
Oh, that's good to know. I've dealt with cults before.
Yeah, you have
I've started too. Unintentionally. Well, unintentionally. And Thorgrid has been kind of watching Oliet this whole time, very conscious of the fact that they're getting a better. They've had a beat on each other for a bit here. Well, as long as you guys are out by light, I won't get too crowded here.
Understood.
Much appreciated. Now, I can only make assumptions here, but I assume you lot are looking to avoid the clockwork variety?
For now.
For now. Okay. Well, then, I wish you best of luck, then. And I should leave you all to sleep.
What was the name of... Because Kyle can't remember. What was the name of the fellow with the big metal wolf?
Oh, God, do not...
Olvar?
No.
Oh,
Let me look into him.
I know
Hold
who
on.
you're talking about.
Let me see if I can find him. Leon Wolf's Heart. All I had to do was search for wolf and found him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, if y'all are going in,
Oh, we're not going in. We're just helping some folk get out.
you know about the train stops that are outside the city?
I mean, there's plenty between you and them getting into the city. A lot of all sorts of automatons and things in the way.
Oh, you mean those centaur-looking things?
He looks a little surprised by that. Not specifically, but Jesus. That sounds fucked up.
Recommend getting somebody that can dig a trench real fast.
Gotcha. I'm not the one to be telling all this to. I'm just a waykeeper.
Like with cheese?
Like a safe house.
Oh. For cheese?
Yes.
I will recommend, depending on what exactly you guys end up doing, don't grab any of the power sources with your bare hand. It fucks with your brain.
We will, I'll keep that under advisement. I'll let them know.
We've given you the Furbowl family goodbyes a couple times here now, so we're gonna go ahead and I think catch our...
Yeah, please avail yourself of anything. I got some linens in the closet. I got the bed's pretty comfy, and I'm just gonna take a walk around the property a little bit for I'll be back, but please sleep where you'd like.
Mighty kind of you.
Yeah.
Night.
There's a rifle in that kitchen cabinet if you need it for anything.
What don't?
No, we're good.
Okay. And he wanders out, puts a coat on, grabs a hooded lantern, like a one of those that like kind of blocks except for the specific direction. And he steps out of the farmhouse with a very decidedly like satisfying, like the door swinging behind him, the farm door.
Basil looks to make sure that she sees the light like moving away.
Yeah, he's walking away.
Turns to Oliette. You searched the house, right?
Yeah. Yep. I did. I don't really know why or the significance behind it, but I would be willing to bet that any of his brothers that we run into bear that same mark of those crows.
Oh yeah, that tracks with what he was telling me. That it's all of him and his brothers. It's like a family logo, like a.
I think it's some kind of like guerrilla operation or something.
Y'all think they smuggle people out of the cities?
He's got a uniform hidden under the floorboards and money. And 3 fewer transportation passes for the Mechanist Authority.
3 fewer than what?
Than what he had before. I don't know what happened to them.
Verlaine kind of cleaning he's cleaning his hand, like he's cleaning between the gears and stuff, and he's like, mystery they'll never solve. You wanna?
Sure, yeah, probably wise.
And he grabs him.
But how you know there's 3 missing specifically?
As Harlan says that, you feel a vibration in the ground, and far in the distance, you hear and there's a rumble in the ground.
That doesn't sound good.
And after a moment or two, Thorgrid kind of wanders back inside. So, everyone good? Nothing broken? Nothing? Good. There's a little bit of a quiet satisfaction. He puts the lantern back up and takes the jacket off, kicks his boots, and he walks over to the bar, pours himself a scotch, and kind of leans on a window and stares out due west, very contentedly sipping his drink. And that's
Good night.
Good night, John boy. And that's where we'll end session.
Mentally, as all this is happening to everyone else, Baze is like, so we're setting watches tonight, right?
So yeah, you spend the evening with a safe housekeeper. All right, so thank you all so much. I know we ran a little bit long tonight. I did want to get to that nice little punctuation. And we'll be here next week, chapter 37. Very excited to continue on with the story. Got fun ideas. And hopefully we will find ourselves with Atessa very soon. She's healing up from an injury, and we're just hoping she's okay. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go for the evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you here, bright and bushy-tailed, next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, here on We Are Nerdsmith. You can find us also on Twitter if you want to get noticed for when we go live. And I also run an hour or so stream for Discover RPG on Mondays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Do a lot of prep. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on World Anvil the next few weeks. Just kind of getting more material, more content for our World Anvil for public use, and also more material for our patrons. Patrons get access to exclusive content on our Patreon, or on our World Anvil site. Specifically, right now, fiction written by our very own Kyle. Some stuff that is a sneak preview into Harlan's brain, such as it is. Just a whole treatise on whatever comes into his brain pan. So, you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Get good sleep. That goes to all of our players, too. Thank you all for being wonderful. And please, above all, do us all a favor and be good to each other. And we will see you next week for Shenanigoons, Book of Fables, to be continued. Goodbye, everybody.